Hello and welcome everybody back once again to the GT4 Rookies and GT4 Open here at TRACKILICIOUS. It's going to be Misano. We're here in the Adriacato Strait in Italy. Hope everyone's on a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. I'm Mike Nause. Joined with me in the booth later on is going to be Carson Kass. Currently, I am all on my lonesome. Welcome everybody. Hope everyone's having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. We have a load of racing for you tonight. It's going to be 3 races in total. Logan Sargent Fanboy joining us. Welcome, Logan Sargent Fanboy. Pleasure to have you here from the Williams streams, and thank you for joining it. And Carson, well, also yes, fair enough. Welcome everybody, and hope everyone again is doing well. My hair's all ugly. That's fine. Don't worry about it, chat. We had a rushed stream start here today. Thank you so much, Stream Espresso, for the follow as well. Official Karu dropping a sub before the stream, and thank you all for joining us. We got Adam Strange here, George, Spady, Bud, and Veg. Stream Espresso. Stream Espresso. Wait. Yes. What a name. What a name. As we have it, we're going to be jumping into qualifying here relatively quickly, but before we get on into it, I'm going to talk a little bit about the racing that we have here at TRACKILICIOUS. Let's take a look at our calendar and what is to come. All of these events are available over on SimGrid. Link in chat. If you guys are interested in joining it, GT4 Rookies is open to absolutely all the rookies in the world in ACC. It's definitely a league that if you are looking to dip your toe into the waters of sim racing, this is certainly the place to go, especially for Assetto Corsa. We're here at Misano. Next up is going to be Alton Park. We have the GT4 Open, which follows the same calendar as it, but everybody is welcome to join. We're also starting to dip our toes into iRacing, so we have Tuesday Street Stocks, as well as Syntho Drive. I think that has come to a conclusion, though, as of July 3rd, and what a championship that was. Big thank you to Josie Koo for participating. We have our Wednesday West Coast Championship still underway and strong. Superlight Formula as well on Thursdays, and our community road to the SRO Community World Challenge, and the winner of that as well is the team that wins that is going to be receiving themselves an AWI International Custom Watch. Certainly worth signing up for. GT3 Sundays as well. That's our main event that we have here at TRACKILICIOUS. But as it stands, that is going to be I think the intro done and dusted. Big thank you to all of our patrons as well, of course. I didn't pop their names up, but I'll pop your guys' names. Apologies. We're going to get into the actual qualifying because we are running out of time for it. Black screen of anticipation before we get into the session here. And we can see these lovely cars driving out on track. Current pole sitters, let's take a look, is going to be, if I could hit the right one, it's a 143.6, the time to beat by Mr. Rue, who I'd imagine, I didn't quite take a look before the stream, but I would have imagined put quite a few laps in terms of practice. They typically do around here. And how am I doing today? I'm doing wonderful. A little rushed into this one, but that's mainly the fault of my own and Eric's, but that's okay. Having a great day so far. Had the stream over at Williams earlier on, and big thanks to everyone that was there that joined in for that. Neil Kerbel participating later on, I think, in the GT4 Open, also driving in that championship, so big shout out to Neil for participating. Other than that, been just doing great. Had a great run at SRO for the Indy race just this weekend, and I've been enjoying myself racing quite a bit. This weekend was just prime racing quality. I mean, every single series of racing absolutely delivered. Any MotoGP fans out there? Guilty? Yeah, incredible championship, and I don't think anyone predicted what was going to happen in MotoGP. If you like I say, I'm not going to spoil necessarily anything, but my goodness, what a championship they have. Pato is king, Lewis is lord. Adam Strange, thank you so much. Holy smokes, dropping a tier 1 sub for a month. That's almost a year. Absolute legend, thank you so much. Didn't watch MotoGP? You have to watch MotoGP. It is a championship and a half. Sub now, I'm amazing. Adam, you're already amazing. Come on. Everyone here is amazing. You guys are all amazing for being here. Thank you all so much. Special thanks to all of our subs and all of our Patreon members as well. You guys make what we do here possible. We have a lot of servers. We got a lot of things going on at TRACKILICIOUS, and they unfortunately all cost money, and you guys help along with what we do. On our last free will. Oh, Logan Sargent, if you are still here, I did listen to the Cowboy Cardi album. And it's certainly something. I won't deny that. It's very American. I listened to it on the 6th of July, unfortunately, not the 4th of July, but if I had known about that beforehand, I certainly would have been blasting that album the entirety of the USA Day. Holy Spady, bud, smokes! Also dropping a sub. Thank you so much, Spady. USA, USA. Yes, sir. This is, of course, the North American side of things. We're on North American Championships here at TRACKILICIOUS. Matt Melanson also up on a pole position here by about 2.8 tenths of a second. Behind that, well, that is going to be, I should say, the qualifying done and dusted for the odd plates. The even plates are now out on track. USA, USA, and Canada and Mexico, I guess. Yes, indeed, all of North America. NA rules. No biases whatsoever. Clearly are held here. Nah, shout out to anyone, wherever you are in this world. Thank you for joining us here today. And if you are interested, head on over to the Discord, joining the community here at TRACKILICIOUS. We got plenty of people that just like to hang out. We got people that like to drive around in circles or glorified circles, depending on what you're into. And there's plenty of that here at TRACKILICIOUS, so definitely something to take part in. Oh no, back to Power Rangers. No, not again, the PTSD flashbacks. Logan, I didn't see you here today in the Williams race. I didn't see both you or Adam. I was expecting you. I wanted to deliver the Cowboy Cardi news. Or, no, wait. Yeah. Yeah, I said it right, I think. Rue, paper, scissors. Welcome. Unfortunate there, you got beat out by Mr. Melanson at the end, but Mr. Rue still in second. He's at work. Dang. Cowboy Carter. There we go. That's what it's called. Not Cardi. See, that's why I thought it was Cardi B. That would have been a perfect album name for Cardi B. Mr. Washed Up Squid, TJ Washed, welcome back. I know you need to join the Discord more, TJ. It's been a while. Pleasure having you here, though. Yaya was one of the best songs in the album. That one was pretty good. I gotta say, though, I mean, hold on, I need to pull up an album. I don't have all the songs memorized yet, chat, sorry. Let's, Checking. Was it... Spaghetti is such a weird song name, by the way. Let's just start off with that, but also that song is pretty good. Was it Alligator Tears? I think that song kind of slapped, but... American Requiem is just like America at its truest. Either way, Cowboy Carter aside, back to the racing here tonight. We have a championship ahead of us. This is the GT4 Rookies, in case you are wondering what the heck we are actually watching here tonight over on Assetto Corsa Competizione. Wheeler Walker Jr. slaps Mike. Oh, man. Welcome, Disco Jaden, as well. Again, hope everyone's having a lovely evening. I saw we had Mr. Papa Milwy in there earlier. He was the first-time chatter, as always. Gotta always shout him out. Thank you so much, Papa Milwy, for always showing up to these streams. You are such a tremendous legend and motivator, to be completely honest, so thank you. Let's see, in terms of the pole sitting times, no shakers or movers as of yet. It seems that Mr. Will Mentzer here has placed himself in P8 at the moment. In terms of the even plates, not quite doing too well on the time charts. Noah Johnson up into 7th position for the time being. Behind that, John Wad is in the pits because he is an odd plate. Willie Owens, though, in 9th at the moment. A car just disappeared. Pay no mind to the car disappearing. I'm not sure. I didn't catch it. One thing you may notice is the significant amount of disqualifications on the left. Now, let me just address those before anyone questions it. So it's what we do here in the Rookie League. We try not to really establish penalties and we have, well, this is the penalty system that we have, basically. As it goes, if you do end up in a lap 1 collision, you will be receiving a pit start if you are deemed at fault in the next race. So all of these drivers that have disqualifications near their named were naughty at some point and have unfortunately had to start in pit lane. That is why they have the DSQ, and they will be starting, like I say, in the garage, well, in the pit lane, and then they'll be joining the rest. So they'll have a race of their own to contend with, and then eventually we'll join up with the pack. So we got Brian Menser out, I would imagine in relation with Will Menser. Currently sitting in 13th position. Will Menser up in 8th. Holy smokes. What's the man? I don't read that faster to the. Oh goodness, Logan Sargent, you've overwhelmed my brain. It's his dad, I believe. Oh, that's right. Yes, thank you. I was told that before. No, you're 100% correct. This is his dad out on track, which is so cool to see. The family affair. And yes, Carson Kass did unfortunately do a bad in the previous race. 1 + 3 = 4. 4 × 2 = 8. Sounds like 8. And 8 means amazing Peter. Huh? You've officially broke my brain. Welcome, Dr. Porkchop. Results of 4 wide of a Rouge. If you guys haven't seen it, the 3 wide at Eau Rouge clip, most recently posted on TRACKILICIOUS Instagram. I don't think I have a link on the Instagram here. That needs to change. Socials, maybe? Maybe. No, the social media. Oh, it does. Yeah, if you click on the socials, it'll bring you over to the TRACKILICIOUS website. That can bring you over to our social media pages. You can find our Instagram, where we are posting quite a few clips now. 1 every other day is what we're going at least for the time being. Almost died from sure. Let's see, in terms of positions, again, Will Menser only moving up into 6th position for the time. Is this British Mike? No, this is American Mike. We could be Italian, Mike, as we're here in the Adracato coast of Italy. There we go, that's all I got. That was probably a little offensive. We'll call that one. I mean, no, it's only in jests. It's only in jests, I promise. British Mike is... Logan, I don't know if you saw the Williams Twitter, but it was pretty bad. If you, it certainly was pretty bad. We have an accent to redeem. No, and more no's, Eric. That's a terrible idea and how we get canceled. Let's not do that. It is a firm negative Ghost Rider. Let's see, Noah Johnson, though. Firm 8/10 gain there. Across the line, up into 5th position. There we go. Starting to see some improvements on track. Just taking a look at the conditions. Holy smokes. Karu, why is that so loud? Gifting 5 subs. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Official Karu. Absolute legend. My goodness. That was absurdly loud. Rest in peace, headphone users. WWE announced the grid. I killed my voice last time I did that. It's a bad idea. I got too much commentary tonight. I can't do it. Plus, like, the WWE announcers are just different, you know? They got different kinds of content. We're like, oh my goodness! And he's going into the gravel! And he strands, and he's... Like, that's WWE content right there.
Holy
Oh my goodness, Spady Bud. Holy smokes is right. Thank you so much, both of you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. That's 10 subs in total gifted. That is a hype train and a half if I've ever seen one. My goodness. Also, Karu gifting 20 subs in total. Thank you. Thank you, guys. It's people like you that allow us to keep doing what we're doing here. Oh, no, Logan. Oh, no. Logan was left out. Noah Johnson. Does he have a time here? No, he doesn't have enough to get to, I think, any improvement. 1 corner left, 2 tenths onto the name. Luis Perez finishes his qualifying session in 12th. The checkered flag has fallen. Willie Owens. Will he improve? That's pretty good. Either way, 10th up for the time into the... Holy smokes! Spady! Chill. Chill. My goodness. Thank you so much. Did Logan get hit? Logan didn't get hit! Oh, no! Oh, neither did Espresso. Oh, that's brutal. Logan Sargent fanboy. Oh my god, there we go. And Kali official makes it official and gives a sub to Logan Sargent fanboy. Thank you guys so freaking much. Oh my goodness. Oh my, okay. Spady, okay. Thank you guys. Oh my goodness. Holy smokes. I don't think there's enough holy smokes in the world. Oh, either way, you guys are just too kind. Thank you, genuinely. Thank you guys so much. As we have it, though, let's get into this. Let's meet our drivers for the night. Got quite a few of them on the grid here. And as we have it, starting us off up at the front, it is going to be, as I click plenty of buttons, it's Matt Melanson, the number 33 Crazy Rabbits Racing AMG, topping the time charts, and alongside of him his partner in crime, or, well, hopefully not, Mr. Rue in the Rue Racing BMW. Mike Wenzel coming home here in row 2 with the 619 McLaren. We have Adriano Muro, apologies on the mispronunciations there, but new to the rookie championship. Welcome along, the Brazilian driver, bringing home row 2 here and in 4th position with Noah Johnson company for them in P5. Dr. Porkchop, 6th quickest here tonight for the number 71 with Will Menser company for him in 7th position in the Silly Beans Racing. Jeff Franks in the Love Wins Racing AMG coming home in 8th position with Juan Martinez behind him in P9. Willie Owens is going to be in 10th position and rounding out our top 10 with John Wad company for him, the number 95 Aston Martin with Luis Perez alongside a beautiful BMW livery brought to the table here by Luis. The 414 coming home in 12th position with Brian Menser, Will Menser's dad, in the lobby here in P13. Heron Waldis in P14 with Spady Bud company for them in 15th. Charles Wimbley, 16th quickest here in the number 5. Idriel Olivaria coming home in 17th position for the number 11, and a pit start for Raul Ferrigio, I think a new driver to the Rookie League as well. Frederic Velez coming home in 19th position. Stefano Rinaldi in 20th, and rounding out our top 20, we have Carson Kass in the KTM, the pristine est of Etsy Motorsports, with George Jarvis in the McLaren company. Oh, wow, and another lovely livery to the tables. Plenty of liveries to deep dive into here tonight. Derek Santiago coming home in 23rd position for the number 34 machine with Seth Lincoln next to him in the 101, the AO Racing. Good old Rexy back to the cards. Yeager Karu in 25th position, the number 20 Janetta, and Drew Freiberger coming home in the Red Hat Racing in P26. Omar Perez in the Zocatl Racing starting in pit lane, and last but not least starting in pit lane is going to be Yohan Perez. The drivers, though, start your engines and, well, get ready, as we have, well, plenty of drivers in pit lane, but you can see here our race leader, or current race leader, qualifying leader, coming out of the start here getting heat into his tires immediately. It's a short outlap here at Misano, 2.6 miles, 4.2 kilometers, 16 corners, 6 to the left and 10 to the right. It's a very tricky track. Not that much elevation, about 600 meters. Oh wait, no, excuse me, 10 meters, 600 meter long straight. I was gonna say 600 meters of elevation is insane. Read your notes right, Mike. Either way, it is gonna be the outlap. Welcome Pots, welcome Sword and Keyboard. Just want to say, just trying to catch up with chat here. We had a wily chat tonight, and I'm here for it. Absolutely love it. Thank you all for being here. Cheering on Mike Wenzel. Let us know who you're cheering on. Yes, absolutely. Who are you supporting out there on the track here tonight? There are 28 awesome drivers out on the track, all of them equally special, and you could join them yourselves. Head on over to the TRACKILICIOUS SimGrid. There'll be a link in chat if you are interested. Welcome as well to Mick and J Devils, first time chatter. Thank you for joining us. Oh no, someone said Oscar PS Beauty. Man, if somebody interrupts my beauty sleep, well, it doesn't do that much. I think you guys can see that already. Carson, quit chatting and get driving. It's enough of that. We'll hydrate up before the stream gets on rolling. And we will get ready. It's a calm before the storm. The pit lane fiasco. As we have, I think, 8 or 9 drivers starting in pit lane this time around. Certainly not what the doctor had ordered. But regardless, it's what we get here tonight. Please just get your beauty sleep. Me reference. Unfortunately, yes. Try not to, let's try to have a good clean race this time around for everybody. That's the obvious goal. The less contact, the better. But the drivers will be getting ready, so will I. Straighten the tie up for this one as we get dialed in and ready to go. Coming around the final corner here at Misano, the curve of Misano. Turn number 16. The drivers 2x2 Noah's Ark formation. Starting us off is going to be Matt Melanson. Mr. Rue actually starting in pit lane. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Either way, Mike Wenzel is going to be in the new second position, and we are green now. Heading down to the first chicane, and it's going to be an all-out sprint. Looks like, though, Matt Melanson getting away pretty handedly behind that. Mike Wenzel slipping into second. Adriel is going to be behind him with Noah Johnson trying to go around the outside. That'll turn to the inside for the next part of the long right-hander. He should be able to secure that position. Will Menser also getting involved here and gaining a couple positions himself. Too wide behind, and there's bumping and banging. The polystyrene barrier taken out with ruthlessness, and it looks like that's going to be Charles Wimbley getting through. Not sure who had got collected there. I think Juan Martinez, unfortunately, was one of the victims there, but Willie Owens also coming up now, staying in 10th position. Behind that, side by side, and Willie Owens just getting out-dragged there. Really didn't have much of a competition. Juan Martinez takes that position with both hands. Needs to keep it, though, into the braking zone. That'll be one of the best opportunities after that back straight. Something happened with the 21. Yes, indeed. Spady Budd, unfortunately, looks like they were involved in one of those collisions. We have Idriel Olivaria behind, trying to make moves onto Harrison Waldis ahead of that. Ooh, and he does make the move. Lovely send. Try to find some camera angles here that are cooperating. We'll go with the helicam as we go down the back, not so straight. Harrison Waldis. Will apologies. Looking for anything right now. Isn't going to find much of a break, though. In fact, is going to fall into the grips here of Frederick Velez. That could become problematic quite quickly if he isn't careful. Jeff Franks also involved. Also, by the way, guys, if you are curious, !clip. If you do see something that you like, you can just type !clip and a clip will be generated. Charles Wimbley here on the charge. And a bit of a sandwich, though. Jeff Franks ahead of him looking all sorts of out of shape. They head on down towards the bottom part here, the middle, or I guess middle sector of the track, side by side behind. Charles Wembley trying to find an opportunity. Not going to be finding one just yet. Lots of action, though, with Seth Lincoln. Rexy is plowing their way through the field, and unfortunately, it seems someone's been plowed to the sidelines. Frederick Velez has been punted off into the gravel, it seems. Why don't we catch a quick replay? Is it going to work? Oh, look at that, chat. It works. This is the replay. What happened here to Frederick Velez? Oh, a punt from behind from the 46 AMG, and then a kiss to boot. Certainly not what the doctor ordered. Frederick Velez rejoining very safely, though, and not too much of an issue either way. Well, a bit of an issue. Willie Owens, will he find the position, or will he be overtaken? That's the question. So far, it seems he's just a bit of a sitting duck at the moment. Sends it, though, into the braking zone, and he will punt Juan Martinez to the Shadow Realm. Idriel Oliveira gets collected in that one as well. Both drivers stranded off for a picnic on the side. Oh, and there's going to be a car joining them as well. That's Willie Owens. Or no, excuse me, John Wad wants to join the party. He sees the picnic and says, ooh, that smells like Chateaubriand, and wanted to join the party. Unfortunately, that's not where you want to be here tonight. Devastating here so far. Also, it looks like Johan Perez, unfortunately, with a stop-go 30. I'm not sure how that was picked up. This, though, is Jeff Franks under threat from Charles Wembley. Doesn't quite get anything done or dusted just yet. Hands are still clean. Chaos at Misano. Yes, Sean Daniels, that is an understatement. Absolutely. Oh, the AMG getting awfully close there to the back bumper of Charles Wembley. Jeff Franks seeing an outside opportunity, doesn't get anything done though. Looking for that better exit though, onto the back not so straight. Is he gonna find any momentum here? Let's see, on the front splitter with Jeff Franks. As he hunts down the BMW, it seems to have quite good straight line speed, but you can see the confidence under braking for Jeff. And there, right, showing handedly as he gains massively in the brakes. The BMW seems fairly quick, though, but now catching the back of Dr. Porkchop. Is that going to put a little bit of a wrench in this equation? Jeff Franks getting a bit out of shape. Dr. Porkchop's the man, the myth, the legend. Up ahead, Morrow. I think it's Morrow. I think got a little bit of a bump there from Noah Johnson. A bit of a hurry up, maybe. The Muddy Motorsports getting a little bit dirty himself. Spreading that around here. We'll see if the Limit Road can handle it. The Aston Martin running strong so far. We can take a look at the overall standings. See Matt Melanson leading by about 4 seconds. Mike Wenzel, second place. I know we have some Mike Wenzel fans in chat. He is running strong at the moment with not much competition behind from Will Menser. We have Morrow here. It's Adriano Morrow. Yes, Adriano Morrow running in 4th, and Noah Johnson 5th. Dr. Porkchop in 6th. Charles Wembley close on the bumper and almost a little too close. Jeff Franks closing up as well. This three-way fight, though, for P6 is getting feisty. Looks to the inside, has them over speed as well, gaining the momentum, going to be fully alongside for the first part of the straight. Now coming into the triple right-hander, he's ahead before it even matters. Charles Wembley firmly sealed. Is Jeff Franks going to follow him through, or is Dr. Porkchop going to send himself off? It seems it's the latter. Dr. Porkchop's a little bit late onto the brakes, but Jeff Franks not in a position to capitalize, unfortunately. As Jeff still looking, but not finding much. And Pop on board here, see what it's like behind the wheel of the Love Wins AMG. Seems very calm. Nice and controlled steering inputs, nothing too stabby, not wrestling an octopus at the moment. Or wrestling a washed up squid, one of the two. Through that really awkward Sector 1. This is one of those sectors that can make or break a driver. The Curva del Rio complex, very slow and late on the throttle. You have to be so patient, especially when you come out of the left-hander onto this back straight, but that's what'll set you up for opportunities to make overtakes. Unfortunately, Jeff wasn't close enough there to make anything happen. Here, though, he's gaining under the brakes massively again. He seems to struggle in the lower downforce, slower speed corners, but in those mid-speed corners, he gains quite a lot. In fact, he's gaining enough to send it alongside in the back sector. Who's going to get the exit onto the straight? Is it going to be the AMG? Is it going to be the Aston Martin? It's a straight up drag race. Down they go towards the back curve. It's going to be all the way down to the final corner complexes. Who's going to take it? It seems like Dr. Porkchop takes it for now. Jeff Franks somehow loses out. Oh, and he actually gets a big wiggle as well. That's going to cost him a little bit on exit. Doesn't find the opportunity. Welcome, Devin Anthony. Welcome, Grumpy Geriatric Gamer, and everybody joining us here. Sorry, I haven't been paying too much to chat. There's been quite a bit of action. I'm trying to keep an eye on it to the best of my ability. This is race 1 of 2 for the rookies, and then after that we have the GT4 Open. It's got plenty of content ahead of us here tonight. If you are just joining us, welcome, first off, and you will be, again, there's quite a bit of content in store. We have a little ad break here coming up for any non-subscribers. Apologies for that, but we appreciate you guys for sticking around with the ads, because they are, again, what helps pay the bills. And it's one of the auto ad breaks. I don't got much of a choice. But when that does pop up, again, thank you guys. Up ahead, Will Menser side by side with Adriano Moro down the back stretch, front stretch, I should say. It's going to be 2x2 Noah's Ark as they go on through. Who's going to take it? Will Menser takes P3 for now. Adriano under threat from Charles Wimbley behind, gets sent on the BMW. Can he get it stopped in time? He can. This is going to put Adriano in a very compromised position as well on exit, and it is Noah Johnson takes full advantage of that. And he does gain the position. Equal machinery here. It's going to be very difficult for Adriano to gain back the ground. Oh, my goodness. A contact there will almost surely result in a race-ending incident. Adriano struggling at this point. The Aston Martin is quick, but is it a little too quick? Ooh, Brian Menser getting sent on by the Janetta. That's Yeager Karu, who I think had a pit lane start, if I'm not mistaken. Positions gained, 8 positions gained so far. So that might not have been a pit lane start. I think it was, though. But the AMG ahead there is quite wounded. Brian Menser seems to have been in a bit of a collision at some point here. That definitely will compromise him on the back stretch. Ooh, and the Aston Martin is deep. So is the AMG. The only real car hooking the corner up correctly there is Yeager Karu, and they make it through with ease. The door opens wide up, and, well, Yeager says, "Thank you very much, sir," and comes right in. Brian Menser. A little bit of I think that damage certainly affecting the control of that machine, and is going to be probably affecting the battle here with the Aston behind. Frederick Velez has a bit of damage, though, on the front of his car as well. They're going to go side by side. That's Mr. Rue, who was a P2 qualifier, started in pit lane, is working his way back up the field as well, and Frederick Velez not finding the ground there. Brian Menser, a lovely defense as he continues on into Sector 1. It's a very difficult track to overtake on here. And a full onboard lap for Carson Kass. Yeah, we can get that. He's currently 12 seconds behind. He's not really in much of a battle right now, so we'll get to him when either when a battle happens around him, or when we have some time, or next race, one of the two. We'll get to it, though, I promise. Mr. Rue gets by Frederick Velez. Up next on the agenda is going to be Brian Menser. Oh my goodness. Well, okay. Gifted. Brian Menser hands it over. He's been putting on quite a defense. Oh, he's going for the aggressive defense back down the inside. The damaged AMG, though, hard to stop and hard to get back around that corner, and you can see as it lumbers through behind them. Omar Perez also having a bit of a moment with the likes of Frederick Velez. This is also Derek Santiago involved. Three-way fight, this contact, clip to the outside. Omar Perez is going to be loose, and he gets sent into the kitty litter by Frederick Velez. Let's go back and take a replay of that real quick as there's battling up ahead. Derek Santiago having a fight of his own. Let's take a look, though. As we head on into the corner, Omar Perez maybe could have left a little bit more space. I think that's definitely something that he will look back at and make that decision on, to put it lightly. On the bright side, Frederick Velez lives, and, well, I mean, I'm not sure there'll be a penalty for that because sort of you reap what you sow in that incident. And hydrate from Adam Strange, not a bad shout because I have been talking a lot. Willie Owens here. 2 seconds behind Jaeger Karu. Up at the front, I will say not much has changed. Matt Melanson still in the lead with Mike Wenzel behind. In front of that, or behind them as well, is going to be Charles Wimbley and Noah Johnson in 4th, Will Menser in 5th, and Adriano Moro in 6th. The real scraps were in the back. It seems that everything's settled out for the time being. The drivers have about 5 minutes and 53 seconds left in this race. And yeah, Mike talking? Never. No, I'm the quiet type, that's for sure. At least on stream. No, I am the quiet type in real life, believe it or not. But yes. Why is there no Pop Boys now? Like, it seems... I'm not sure. What do you mean by that, Stream Espresso? And gonna be some DTs. Yeah, Grumpy Jerry out. Yes, absolutely. While we're doing that, I guess now's a good time, in fact, to do an onboard lap with Carson Kass. This is a better time than ever. He's currently got quite the intimidating threat in his mirror. Raul Frigerio, I think that's how you say that. We got there eventually. Please correct me if I am incorrect on that one. Is going to be pressuring him. The number 7 Porsche pressuring the KTM. Number 32 out there on track, Carson Kass, will be joining me a little bit later on in the booth here tonight. Pop music? You know, that's a good point, Espresso. I don't know. I know a lot of people hate on, I think it's just, I don't know, a lot of people like to hate. Either way, Carson Kass here. He's going to be feeling the pressure soon enough as the Raul Frigerio is going to be coming alongside him here onto the outside, going for the defense now to the inside. Carson should be able to hold this. He does wash a bit wide, but it's all right. Holds on to it for the time being. As he continues his charge down towards the back sector, a little bit hot into the corner. You certainly want to take a little wider entry in, allow you to carry the speed onto the straight. You are in a KTM though, so cornering isn't quite the easiest thing on the planet. The go-kart motor versus the go-kart motor. Precisely. I guess the literal go-kart versus the somewhat go-kart. The somewhat go-kart's coming steaming into the back bumper of the KTM. Carson gets massively unsettled. That's going to damage the back diffuser. Thankfully, these GT4s don't care too much about their aerodynamics. But Carson, great job to hold on, because that certainly was a bit of a handful for the time being, and it's not over yet. Rexy taking a bite out of the rear end, and he does it again! Rexy gets sent off to the shadow realm from himself, and a flash of the headlights from Carson Kass saying, well, you may deserve that. side by side from Idriel Oliveria and Jaeger Karu down the mid stretch now. Is going to get by. I think Idriel was ahead at the initial engagement here. Jaeger Karu is the one on the offensive. Tries back to the outside now. Idriel, did he get it locked up in time? No, he is in too deep, and that is going to allow Jaeger Karu through with ease. Definitely Idriel there prioritizing adhesion over, or excuse me, prioritizing ambition over adhesion, and he goes in, well, a little too hot. Willie Owens losing the position to Mr. Rue. I'm not sure how that happened, but it seemed to happen quite quick. Also a scrap up here. We have Misano. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Adriano. Moro. Why can't I pronounce this name? This is bothering the heck out of me. It's just Moro. Adriano Maro. Yes. Apologies, my Portuguese, or well, my Brazilian friend. My Portuguese is not great, as you can tell. Will Menser trying to find any ground towards Charles Wembley, but the podium may be sealed at this point. It's a bit of a three-horse race at the front. Matt Melanson, definitely the top dog here tonight. A fastest lap in the qualifying, fastest lap in the session, and looks like is going to be the race win for race 1. I like that, Veg. No comment, but I like it. Will Oro 94, thank you so much for the follow. We've hit our follower goal of 2,200. Holy smokes. Every follower goal we set gets smashed, and I haven't even set an actual goal for a while because we just keep hitting them. Thank you, Will. Could you phonetically break that down? No, it's not that. No, it's not. Never mind. Brother, stop picking Lando. Oh my goodness. Chat, chill. Drew Freiberger seeing what he can get done towards Jaeger Karu. Is this going to be the last lap? Yes, it certainly is. Matt Melanson halfway through the lap. It's a massive melee, though, for P13 at the moment. Every point matters. And every position matters. It's all about pride at the end of the day, right? It's what we're all here for. Welcome, George, as well. And that's a bit wide for Drew Freiberger. Keeps it mostly in shape. I'm surprised Mr. Rue wasn't able to capitalize on that. Miro? That could be. Mirau? That could be. But wait, the Portuguese. We need Dan. Do we need Dan Versosa in here? Oh, what a lovely switchback. Drew Freiberger caught napping at the wheel. Mr. Rue, just a perfect opportunistic move. The A is like a letter O. Oh. So it's... Oh, the leaders finished the race. My apologies. Matt Melanson wins the race. Mike Wenzel coming home in second. Got Charles Wembley in third. Will Menser going to be coming home for fourth position. And Moro is what I'm rolling with. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Is going to be coming home in fifth. Noah Johnson, sixth. Jeff Franks in seventh. Dr. Porkchop in eighth. Juan Martinez in ninth. And Luis Perez to round out our top 10. Spady Bud with quite the recovery drive. 4 positions gained. Seth Lincoln, though, 12 positions gained for Rexy in the AO Racing. Coming home here in P12. Not a bad result. Jaeger Karu, not a bad result themselves either. Up 12 positions. And Drew Freiberger up 11. So we've got some very hard workers tonight in the session. In fact, Jaeger Karu. No, wait, that's never mind. That wasn't for position. Getting a little too exciting. Either way, that will do our race 1 here tonight. And the drivers will be re-racked and sent out again. There will be no qualifying after this. The drivers will start in the position that they finish in. So we will have, or we'll head back to the booth for a brief period of time before we resume. We'll get some lovely music in the background here by our very friendly figure around the channel, Mr. Chris Laronde, ! music if you are interested, soundcloud.com/Laronde Alpha. Makes some amazing music and continues to just consistently pop some stuff out every now and then, and it just absolutely slaps. And Muro is, shoot. Please, since you are Brazilian, could you please give me the phonetic Portuguese breakdown of that? It's Moro, right? Is it Moro? Am I saying that correctly? But obrigado to all of our viewers from Brazil. Absolutely pleasure to have you guys here. Thank you so much. And say only, yeah, that's fair. Okay, I appreciate that, Will. I appreciate that. I'm gonna try, though. I'm gonna try. Well, that felt good. Karu, you smashed the field. Bet that felt good. Gaining a massive amount of positions throughout that session. That was quite the result. 12 positions total. Carson, we caught your little moment on stream, but that was very well held yourself, to be fair. And thought that 30 seconds pit would hurt. Yeah, I see it. Clearly it didn't. I mean, imagine when you don't have a pit start, so try not to get one in the next race. Full onboard lap for Spady. We will certainly get that. Wait, number 21. Yeah, that is Spady, right? I think you, yes, that is yourself. Perfect. My notes have decided to close. You love to see it. Maro. Is it Maro? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going with for right now, but we'll figure it out slowly but surely. You gotta love new names. But anyone that is looking to join this championship, this is the Rookie Championship. If you are a rookie or a seasoned rookie on SimGrid, you are open to join it, and we are always welcoming new members to the community. If you're looking to improve, maybe gain some talent, get some new friends in the sim racing community, and have just a nice community to back yourself and be a part of. That's the beautiful thing about TRACKILICIOUS, in my opinion, is that they're just a bunch of like-minded individuals trying to have a good time with each other and help each other improve at the end of the day, and that's really what this is all about, especially here at the Rookie League. So I highly encourage you guys, if you are thinking about looking to get into this, get out of your comfort zone and get into the Rookie League and have some fun. And if it suits your fancy and you have a little bit of time afterwards, join the GT4 Open as well. You can get some more experience with more experienced drivers. There's going to be quite some competition out there on the field, so definitely is going to be great. Which F1 driver would make the best model? Are we talking current F1 driver, or are we talking overall F1 drivers? Because there is an obvious answer for that if we're talking either one, to be completely honest. Currently, I gotta say, it's either George and Lewis. Both Mercedes drivers are great, and low-key underrated model, Pierre Gasly. Back when they were on AlphaTauri, the AlphaTauri fashioned, Pierre Gasly rocked superbly, I gotta say. So that's where my mind goes for that one, at least. And yeah, obviously Merc, yeah. Not Leclerc, no. I don't think it's Leclerc. No offense, but I think Leclerc is, height has a big thing to do with it, right? I think that Leclerc, he's maybe not quite the tallest guy on the planet. So that is a limiting factor. But if we're talking overall throughout all time, Hamilton and Russell, they don't even compare to Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi takes the cake by, there's nowhere even close to him. James Hunt, maybe James Hunt. But beyond that, Antonio Giovinazzi changed my mind. I mean, that's all I gotta say. Bro, George Russell's like 6'2". What are you talking about? Isn't he like 6'1" or 6'2"? Senna's a fairly attractive man. That's true. My insider knowledge says all the girls are about Leclerc. Yeah, but we're not talking about the girls here, Eric. We're talking about my personal opinion. and chat's personal opinion. We're asking not the female audience right now, okay? Without making it weird. Waiting for the cooldown to explain. So let's see. Waiting on the cooldown. I don't see you in there. But we don't do the interviews until afterwards. But if you want to DM me, that would be sweet. If you DM me, that would be awesome. But I'm not seeing you in the Discord either. In the waiting room, that is. Adriano? No, not the first name's not the problem. It's the last name. On Discord, have a cooldown time. DM. Yeah, okay. Got you. I'm not seeing the DM. I'll let you know when I see. I'm not seeing it though. Either way, appreciate you. I appreciate it. Regardless. You know what, Stream Espresso? I respect that. Joe? Your choice on Joe? You know, it's a good argument. It's you know, honestly, it's it's not a bad choice. I never would have considered that, to be honest, but now that I've thought about it, that's okay. I have to yes, I have now I have gotten it now. We're good. Lovely. We are, I think, let's see here. Let's take a look at the server. I'd imagine we're going to be back up and running here soon enough. Chat, apologies for the delays, but I think everyone is back in the server. I should have ran an ad. That was my bad. I might still run a quick ad if we have time. Let's see. Yes, okay. I am going to, we're going to run a quick little, just 30-second ad, and we will be back very, very briefly. But other than that, welcome all the subscribers. You guys still are here, don't worry. You don't get to see the ads if you're a non-subscriber. Or if you're a non-subscriber, you're going to be added for the next 30 seconds. But in the time being, we're going to keep it to us. Let's get into it here, as I have to make the Twitch gods happy, unfortunately, as much as I don't want to. Why don't I have control? Oh, because my ACC TV needs to restart. Yep, you love to see it. This is why we run ads, chat, and this is why we don't get distracted in between sessions. Ads are for the weak. Unfortunately, I know they are, and we're weak in that regard. Have no choice. If money can solve problems, you just need enough of it. Ain't that the truth? Either way, I think welcome back to everybody from the ad. Appreciate you guys again sticking around for those. We are going to get into this very shortly, and we are going to start off by meeting our drivers. And let's get on down to the grid with the black screen of anticipation before we get on into it here. As we have it, we get the HUD properly up, if it wants to. There we go. Starting us off here tonight, in our finish, basically the previous race results determine the starting order of this race for anybody that is just joining us, and starting us off at the top is going to be none other than Mr. Matt Melanson once again, starting off in first position. The number 33 Crazy Rabbits Racing AMG, with Mike Wenzel company alongside Charles Wimbley, going to be coming home in third position last race, just sneaking onto the podium ahead of Will Mentzer. We have Adriano Moro in P5, the 373, the Brazilian driver, with Noah Johnson company in P6. Jeff Franks and the Love Wins Racing, 7th quickest here tonight, with Dr. Porkchop behind him in P8. Juan Martinez, 9th quickest, the other Brazilian on the field in that Senna Racing machine. And Spady Bud rounding out our top 10. Seth Lincoln, 11th quickest in the Rexy AO Racing machine, with Yeager Karu company for them in the Janetta. 12 positions gained in the last race. Looking to maybe make that 12 more, and it might be a win. Well, it would be a win. Mr. Rue starting off in 13th. He qualified in P2, but started in pit lane last time around, and now starting in 13th with Drew Freiberger company for him in P14, the Red Hat Racing. Idriel Olivaria coming home in 15th with Willie Owens in P16, the number 888. and Omar Perez 17th. Derek Santiago 18th quickest for the number 34, with Brian Mentzer coming home in 19th in the previous race. That damage limiting his results and looking to improve in this session. Frederick Velez going to be 20th here in the Latin Sim race in the 787 Aston Martin, with Raul Fagerio in P21. Portuguese driver. Or Spanish driver. Wait, yes. Either way, Portuguese. Carson Kass coming home in 22nd position. Johan Perez 23rd. George Jarvis 24th, with Tanner Masters in P25. And rounding out the back of the grid here tonight is none other than Rally Dutchy and the Street Animals. And Ordell. Wait, what? Oh, you're talking something different. Oh my goodness. Okay. What is chat? Oh my goodness. What is chat going on about here now? Did you hear about the two rowboats got into a fight? No, Logan, I didn't hear about the two rowboats that got into a fight. Why don't you tell me about the two rowboats that got into a fight? Oh, well, I can't do a call right now. I apologize. Congratulations. Will, I tell you what, if you wait around till after the stream, I'll be able to. During the stream, we'll just have to wait, unfortunately. But I will join you. Appreciate you. I think I read it out of order. Oh no. Chat's going too quick. What did I read it out of? Did you hear about the robots again? What's that? How did I read it out of order? What order? Oh, it was an ordeal. Oh, I got you. It was an ordeal. Brilliant. It was. I apologize. I apologize. We're trying to do a million things here. But your last time I said it was right? Yo, let's go. Accidentally stumbling into the right pronunciation. Thank you so much, Will. I think you made... Oh, man. Either way, chat, let's get into it here on this the track. Speaking of things that I can't pronounce, we're heading into the final few corners. I guess Curva del Carro I can pronounce, but beyond that, the middle sector, I'm not quite too sure on. Either way, this lovely Italian track, again located in the heart, well, not heart of Italy, it's actually near the coast of Italy, but all of Italy is kind of near the coast, so neither here nor there. Liver deep dive into Mr. Roo? Certainly will, certainly will. Drivers now lined up, though, 2x2 Noah's Ark formation as we approach the checkered flag or start-finish line. Matt Melanson on pole position with Mike Wenzel company in P2. I'm Mike Nause in the booth as we get ready to go green, green, green now. Heading down to the first chicane. Looks like we might even be sending it 3 wide. Charles Wimbley sticking his nose to the inside, but he backs out. That checks up Will Mentzer, though, to the outside. We got cars flying off into the gravel. Behind that, a little bit of a concertina effect as Morrow gets compromised on his run. A little bit wide there for the McLaren of Mike Wenzel. That's going to put him under pressure from the AMG. Will Mentzer is going to be able to get by behind that Morrow, side by side with Noah Johnson. Johnson to the outside. Now behind that is Franks. They're going to continue side by side with Spady Budd, but Spady is going to have to give that up. Now to the back, behind them, Spady Budd forcing a checkup a little bit there. Juan Martinez gets checked to the back bumper, allows Mr. Roo through with ease. Can Mr. Roo find the run as well onto the next car? No, Spady Budd, but what has happened behind? Contact to the barrier. I think that was Brian Mentzer as there's big contact, bumping and banging. Raul Rodrigo is going to be involved. George Jarvis off into the gravel trap, and there are yellow flags galore right now. Adriel Olivetti getting caught up into it. Let's go back and take a look at what the heck just happened. So we're already seeing pushing happening into the back. Contact, bang, bang. Fist fights are occurring, and well, unfortunately, that is just a bit of a calamity here on lap 1 for a lot of drivers involved there. Everybody, though, back out, and this is a slow car of Adriel Olivaria. Up at the front, though, that didn't quite phase these drivers, and there's a drive-through penalty for Charles Wembley. Was that a start place infringement? I didn't catch that at the beginning. No matter what, that is devastating for the BMW. And you certainly cannot park there, mate. Jeff Franks, seeing what he can get done to Noah Johnson with Spady Budd on the run and going to be making a look to the inside of the first few corners. Can he get it done into Del Rio? Jeff a little bit late there, runs to the curbs, and that is going to be position signed, sealed, and delivered. Spady Budd gets by. Although, is he done just yet? Jeff Franks getting a great run, but having to potentially lift off the throttle there is going to compromise his run. That's going to allow Mr. Rue to go potentially 3 wide. Mr. Rue, he's seen that before, though. He backs out. Very intelligent driving there from that BMW. And Wembley was way too forward? Fair enough. I didn't quite catch that, unfortunately. Jeff Franks there. A little out of shape. Maybe not quite enough pressure into the tires or something. It's a good run, though. Mr. Rue trying to take advantage of that weakness. He smells blood in the water. And I think he is going to be having chum for dinner here tonight. Jeff Franks, can he respond? He goes late onto the brakes. In fact, he does respond. Needs to keep it on track, though, as we come up into the next few right-handers. He does. Jeff Franks with a just stellar defense. Mr. Rue, I thought he had that one done. In fact, now he's going to be under pressure from Jaeger Karu. And Logan started hype. Yes, indeed. This is such a hype race. And again, Chad, if you want to take part in this, if you're a rookie driver and looking to sign up, and the signups are available on SimGrid, this is amazing racing here. And Mr. Rue trying to prove his worth. He's trying to show why he's here. Goes for it in the first chicane. Doesn't quite get it done through the long right-hander now to the exit. Down into Del Rio. He backs out. Is Jaeger Karu going to try to take advantage of that situation? Looks to the switchback attempt, but no, the Ginetta doesn't get enough done. And the BMW is an absolute rocket ship in a straight line. And we're, I think, about to see that. Look at, well, the Ginetta, to be fair, doesn't have many legs itself. It's more into the braking zone is where its specialty is going to be. The 1.4 liter 4-cylinder engine is not quite powering this thing to complete greatness, unlike the inline 6 of the BMW of of Mr. Rue. Lovely shot, though, of that train of cars. As they continue nip and tuck. Carson Kass, he's in a battle of himself. I know I had a full onboard lap. I need to figure out who that was for. No, Sark was a weird story. Like, what happened to all the fishes? You know, these are questions that people didn't think of. I'm sure he had a fishbowl. They had to have some kind. I think it was Spady Budd that had the full onboard lap, if I'm not mistaken. Where is Spady Budd? Did they get... They're up in... Wow. They're up in P6 right now, actually. So you pull away from that battle. Carson Kass trying to make do with Rally Dutchy. Here is the defense from Spady Budd. We'll go full onboard lap for a lap. We'll go... That's not what I meant to say. Either way, fully on board for a lap here. Through the first chicane and down towards Del Rio. Not quite under the pressure that he was before. Behind him is going to be actually Mr. Rue trying to have a lovely send. We'll be kind of tuning back and forth between these two. Looking for any form of weakness there as he pokes and prods, and he sees one. Jeff Franks is wide. The BMW is a rocket ship and will take full advantage of that situation. In fact, he's going for the 2-for-1 special at Walmart. It looks like he's going to make it happen as well. Mr. Rue, the opportunistic driver, lovely job. Spady Budd really left with not much of a response. He has the inside line for the next corner, but you can see, well, firmly taillights ahead of him. Gets to the inside, though. As they go on through it's not actually, they threw onto the back, and oh my goodness. Was that as we have things happening in my ear. One Bigley donating $5. Thank you so much, One Bigley, for your continued support. Oh my goodness, whoa, something's got to give here. We're back Noah's Ark formation. Oh, and lovely send there from Jeff Franks. Jaeger Karu also getting alongside. Spady Bud left in the dust. Mr. Rue somehow finds himself at the biggest disadvantage. Jaeger Karu gaining those positions pretty easily, and Jeff Franks also gaining a second over the rest of the pack. I don't think this battle is done by any means yet. Oh, but what's happened to Adriel? Adriel is in pit lane. I'm not sure what's happened to Adriel Olivadia, but they have returned down to the garage, unfortunately. I'm not sure why. While Mr. Rue's practice has been unmatched, Spady's improvements have been impressive as well. That's certainly the case. I think all these drivers have improved so much already in the season. It's absolutely amazing. Jaeger Karu, another one of those drivers to mention on improvement. 12 positions gained last race, and it doesn't look like that's going to be changing. The dude coughing up dust as he slowly decays. That's me when I'm done commentating tonight. Jaeger Karu, though, side by side as they head down the hill. It's a very small hill, not much of a grade. And hold your brakes, folks. Always a good reminder. Hold your brakes, practice your pit entries. Always two general rules of thumb. But I'm assuming that means that Carson was potentially murdered, unfortunately. That's rather unfortunate. Is it not perfectly flat here? There is roughly 33 feet of elevation, or 10 meters. So 1/10 of a football field. Gonna have to drive the Beamer. The Beamer's looking good. It's looking very strong. Matt Melanson, though, in the AMG has been the real dominant one. I know Veg in chat, one of the massive proprietors of the AMG. We can hop on the front splitter cam here with Jaeger Karu. Checks to the inside, looking for any form of weakness. Again, this is what you do when you're following. You're just trying to see where the other driver is slower, see where you're quicker, and where you can just go full send. And there, Jaeger Karu thought about it. Definitely has the advantage into that sector, but through Del Rio, not going to be gaining. It's such a hard overtake through that sector. Now, is Mr. Rue going to go for something? That's the question. Spady Bud goes extremely defensive. Though Mr. Rue checks to the inside, Spady leaves it late. Is going to hold the position for now. Needs to keep it on tracking. Jaeger Karu picks up a drive-through penalty. Track limits getting the best of the Janetta. And that is going to be a no. Oh my goodness, that's a great move. Jaeger Karu, what am I talking about? They clearly have their head on their shoulders in some way, but they are going for a relatively unnecessary move in my mind here. They have a drive-through penalty to serve. Maybe a bit of unnecessary risk. Mr. Rue, he's got everything to risk, though. Looks to the outside and then the in. Gets alongside, in fact. Little touch of the door panel. Just reminding Spady that he's there. Jaeger Karu also trying to find the line, but Jaeger needs to find the line for pit entry. He does. He needs to make sure he gets that stopped in time. Takes a pit entry that will not put him to the back of the pack, I don't think, but it certainly will cost him a good amount of time. Thank you very much to Alternate Hybrid for the follow. Also welcome Jason Provolone, the Stinky Cheese Man himself. As these two continue their battle. Behind that, oh no, as I tune to it, Johan Perez and Drew Freiberger, I think, have a bit of contact. They were racing pretty hard with each other for a bit. I guess we'll go back to this battle. Closest one on track right now. We also have Adriano Muro battling with Wenzel, and Wenzel battling with Menser. That's not going to get confusing. Oh, but trading up positions. Oh, you tune away for 1 second. And Mr. Roo finds the gap and gets the job done on a Spady Bud. Gap to P1 about 6.2 seconds currently from P2. Can pull up the overalls. There you go. And Spady Bud, that's not the right button. You gotta love ACC TV. Close it up. The front is not secured by any stretch yet. The podium, I should say. The top two, not quite either. I should say the top one, Matt Melanson, I think has guaranteed, or not guaranteed himself by any means, barring any mistakes. I think he has secured himself the win for the next 7 minutes. He just has to keep everything clean and on track. Will Menser is the one that needs to be on his best behavior right now. We have Mike Wenzel behind and looking for any opportunity he can. Adriano Moro as well getting involved. Do I like Mike and Ike's? Absolutely. The Mike candies are way better than the Ike candies, obviously. But Mike and Ike's slap. And I think there was it Adam, was it you that made the comment the other day that was airheads are underrated? Because that was a very true statement. I don't know if I commented on it. I definitely did in my head. And oh no, Will Menser gets punted from the rear end there, and Mike Wenzel slows down to give the position up, but Adriano Moro says, this isn't my fight. I don't care about you two disputing your feud. I'm coming in for P2. The Brazilian finds himself up on the second step for now. Will Menser, he isn't going to be too happy about that. Maybe seeing a bit of red now in his vision. That's that red mist that I often talk about. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a red haze and then into that red liquid and then the goo. The goo is the one that no one wants. All right, Mike, which is the Ike? Whichever one you want. Didn't they separate for a while? Like, I think, like, was that Kit and Kat? Did Kit and Kat separate for a bit? I can't remember the whole marketing feud they had. And that's my boy, Little Monster. Yes, indeed. What a move. Opportunistic as ever. You know, I often, oh my goodness, as Will Menser there finds the back bumper just about, and that actually forces Moro into a mistake. He gets caught looking. That's why you don't drive in your rearview mirror, folks. Gets back alongside, needs to be fully sure that he can get it stopped, and he does. That's the key thing. Don't pick up a penalty. Don't take out anyone else. And beautiful driving. Moro minimizing the mistake made there, but that was an easy one to make. Will Menser really got into his head there. Oh, it was left Twix and right Twix. That's what it was. Didn't Mike and Ike separate for a while too? I swear they separated for a while and they were the exact same thing. Forgot he is a turtle. What do you mean by that? Adriano Turtle Moro? Is that his nickname? Is it his livery? Either way, Mr. Roo pressuring Jeff Franks still. These two have been in a long war for the entirety of the session, it seems. It's absolutely amazing. You can't really separate these guys. Jeff Franks, stellar driving so far. Haven't really taken a look or really talked too much about the championship this season. Mainly because here at the Rookie Series, we're not really caring too much about the championship points. That's not what it's about. We encourage people just to learn. And also there you see Mr. Roo trying to get into the head of Jeff Franks. I don't think that one's going to work. We'll see. We'll see. But, oh my goodness, the SimGrid UI has changed. Okay, let's see what we're looking at here. That's new. As Charles Wimbley, oh my goodness, Jeff Franks is deep. That should allow Mr. Roo by. Although he has the outside line, Mr. Roo gonna have to capitalize on the exit. slingshot himself. He's made overtakes happen here before, and I think he's going to do it again. And yes, he does. Gets the job done pretty easily. Jeff Franks down into 7th. But currently leading the championship. Oh my goodness, every time I look away. Oh, can you deliver? Yes, yes, thank you for reminding me. Let's do that right now, as we are looking at Mr. Rue mostly. We can do a quick little deep dive of the beautiful Rue Racing. Got every sponsor on the world pretty much, or in the world on it, including TRACKILICIOUS. That's what you like to see. Very colorful as well. And the Red Bull on the rear wing. Is that a Puma on the middle? There's a lot going on here, but I'm here for it. Very, very nice. But currently leading the standings is this driver right here, Mr. Rue. Topping the standings charts at 115 points, leading by 2 over Matt Melanson, who almost surely will take the lead of the championship after this. Charles Wimbley behind at 113, tied actually for 2nd place right now. That's incredible. Then in 4th position, or 3rd position, is going to be Mike Wenzel at 102. The rookie championship, though it isn't a championship, it's certainly, the points add up to be, it's very close at the top. And everyone wants the pride at the end of the day, so, you know, some drivers will still be going for it. But again, we don't encourage the points. And Mike Wenzel with a drive-through penalty. That's huge. Absolutely massive. Mike Wenzel exploring track limits one too many times, and he is going to be gutted. Currently running in 4th position in the standings. This is going to be a big punch to the belt for Mike Wenzel. It changed when they added dailies for console users. Oh, sick. You have damage? I'm not sure. Hydrate? Great idea. I have been severely underhydrated in this session. As I have spilt my drink, but that's okay. Neither here nor there. We clean that up. We do it live, chat. Unfortunate. Lovely. Spill cleaned. Wasn't a bad one. I wonder if Will Menser's going to take the drive-through penalty. I think he's just going to send it to the end and take the 30-second penalty. At least it wasn't a liter full of water. Didn't that happen to you on stream? I can't remember. When did that happen? I remember that happening. Rip Carson 22. Oh, that was in 22. I feel like that happened to somebody. Someone did that recently. Oh, you did it recently, but it wasn't so... Oh, okay. Got you. Well, I think most positions are secured. Not quite the story, though, down here for P18. Drew Freiberger, under pressure from Velez. Velez under pressure from Johan. And a drive-through penalty for Rally Dutch. No, that's for Ferrero, for Frigerio, excuse me. Oh, and a lovely look there from the Porsche. Johan Perez trying to get it done onto Frederick Velez, and it looks like he's going to get it done through the curve of Misano. It's not the cleanest overtake, but it'll certainly work. Are we going to see Johan come back into the first, or excuse me, are we going to see Frederick come on to Johan here into the first chicane? No, we're not, but we are going to see our race leader. And a grand slam here tonight, by the way. Fastest lap in qualifying, fastest lap in race 1, race win, fastest lap in race 2, and race win in race 2. Matt Melanson takes the grand slam tonight. Lovely drive for the Crazy Rabbits Racing AMG. Will Menser going to be securing himself a good haul of points and going to be happy with his result up into 2nd position for the 856 AMG. An AMG 1-2, though, looking very nice. The McLaren picks up a 30-second penalty as a result of not serving his drive-through. Adriano Mauro will inherit 3rd position and take a podium. Behind him, Noah Johnson will take 4th position when all is said and done. 5th position will belong to Mr. Rue. Jeff Franks in 6th. Spady Budd in 7th. Willie Owens in 8th. Dr. Porkchop in 9th. Seth Lincoln in 10th, maybe 11th. We might be starting to get into the point where that penalty is starting to get negated. Omar Perez 12th, Charles Wimbley in 13th, Tanner Masters in 14th, Jaeger Karu 15th, Rally Dutchy gonna be home in 16th, Drew Freiberger 17th, Raul Fergirio in 18th, Frederick Velez 19th, Johan Perez in 20th, George Jarvis 21st, and last but not least, Brian Menzer in the AMG. An unlucky race for him and an unfortunate pit stop. Certainly we'll be having hopefully some better luck next time around. Misano, it's a tough track, but we're not done yet, chat. We still have more to come. We have the GT4 Open up next. And we'll be not going anywhere in the time being. So don't worry. We'll be here, chat. Don't know why I was making that out to be like there was going to be a break. Carson Kass will be joining me soon enough. If not immediately. Carson, are you on the mic? No. Lovely. Okay. He will be joining us shortly enough for sure. And hydrate redeemed for altered hybrid. We can certainly get that. Let's head back to the booth as the session rounds out here for the time being. Getting water. All good, Carson. Don't worry about it. We can get the race interviews as well. We're going to have some potentials from Matt Melanson, Will Menzer, and Mike Wentz. No, wait, Mike Wenzel didn't finish on the podium. From Adriano Moro. Goodness, we'll get there, I promise. Adriano Moro also able, if you wanting to head into the green room in the Discord, feel free for a post-race interview. But what a race, interview with the, yes indeed, if he can hop in and get him into the Discord, get him into the green room, and we can certainly make that happen. In the time being, while we wait for them, I'm going to run a quick 2-minute ad, so you guys stay tuned. Again, we thank you all for participating in the stream and putting up with the unfortunate ads that we have to run, but we got to run the ads to pay the bills, and we thank you guys again for putting up with it. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes for any non-subscribers, but we'll still be here for everybody else. If you are a subscriber, you will not be forced to those ads. As we wait to round up the drivers, let's get some amber glass going in the background. And hopefully, we have at least one driver join the green room. I'm not seeing anybody in there just yet. Thank you very much to Woes888 for the follow. Much appreciated. Rue, you're sweating. That was fun. What happened on the first race? I'm very curious. Did you start in pit lane intentionally? Because that certainly affected your championship run. I'm not sure you care too much about that. Also, Agent Sabian, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. All right, Eric, you have a good one. And what reality show would you be the best in? Well, that's a good question. What reality show? Think reality shows. I'm thinking like Big Brother.
Truman Show.
So welcome. First off, welcome, Mr. Carson Kass. Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said though. You cut out.
Truman Show. That's my bit on you there.
Fair enough.
Seen that movie?
No, I haven't, but I'm sure, I don't know, I feel like I could work well on Big Brother. I feel like I'd do well in Big Brother. And Moro doesn't know English? That's unfortunate. Well, obrigado, Moro. Appreciate you for driving with us here tonight, and congrats on the podium. As Carson has pulled himself up, we will get him into the booth shortly. Carson just getting his way, scooting his way in here. Hold on, I gotta scoot over myself. Gonna make room here as we just do that for a little bit and do it live, folks. And it didn't work. It worked. There we go. Carson's a little short right now. Let's heighten him up. There we go.
Actually, might be my fault, but wait, let me.
No, you're good. You're good. I think that's me.
Had to saw off, like, I'm not even kidding about this. One of the chairs in my leg broke, so I had to use a different chair and saw the legs even on that chair. So
excellent. You sound a little tired, Carson. How was that race for you?
Tiring, to say the least, Mike. I went through a lot. I went through the rookie's experience. One thing I do want to remind everybody is when things happen in rookies, it's gonna happen in rookies. And if you do take part in that championship, we mentioned it is diving your toes into the shark-infested waters of sim racing, I think you say. And sometimes you get bit, and you get bit hard, and people don't intend to do it. So just make sure you keep calm, keep going, and keep on keeping on is the best way I can say. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Cut short both times, but it happens.
Yeah, that's racing for you, unfortunately, and it'll be better luck next time out there. But I don't think you were the only victim tonight. There were quite a few drivers that became victims, so yeah, we'll see some pit starts in the next session.
Yeah, I mean, tonight was bad, 8 pit starts, and we want to avoid that and get that number lower. It's going to be higher for sure, just based on what I saw in the car out there, even from the pit start race 1. I'm not exactly a clean of a driver either. Spa is unfortunately got to me, but yeah, hopefully we'll have a better next round, a cleaner next round. By better, I mean some great racing. I heard in my ears while I looked at the track.
Green light, go, go, go.
And as it stands, it looks like we have the free practice up, so we got a little bit more time until we get into it. So we will be listening to some more beats by Chris Larande. We got Fortune in the background here. Again, exclamation mark music if you are into this sort of, well, any sort of electric. If you're into like any sort of music, like Chris Larande is kind of just the guy. So exclamation mark music in chat here. I'll just throw it up so you guys can check it out. And tell him I say hi. Everyone's got it. Everyone's got it. Lovely. Everybody's got the music.
Not Steven though. Didn't show up for Steven. That's
all right. It's because our bot's doing a good job of not spamming the chat.
That's fair. Yeah. Top tier worker. Thank you, Nightbot.
I mean, indeed. Yeah, we don't pay him enough. No, not really.
I'm in existence, I guess.
What place did I end up after that, after the 30-second penalty? I'm not sure where you ended up, to be completely honest. I think you would have, just looking at my sheet here, you probably ended up somewhere around P16. Definitely P17 to P12, somewhere in that range. That's a pretty wide range, but I would imagine that's where you fell after that penalty, but I think there was another penalty as well.
You know, Mike, I feel like this might be a perfect time. I think he ended up, by the way, 11th, but I think this might be a perfect time to mention that in rookies, it is expected for you to apologize to the people that you get into accidents through and explain what you did wrong and what you can do better. We don't do a good enough job to explain that, I think, sometimes, and I think it's partly on us. We probably should mention that because a lot of people watch the stream right after. They want to hear about it. And make sure you apologize to everybody that you hit. I mean, it happens. It's rookies. You want to do that there instead of on Sundays, where Sunday GT3, that can be very rough if you hit someone. You don't want to hit somebody who's competing, because that means a little bit more in the sense of it's competition. They're going for points. That contact means a lot more there. And on Sundays, on Mondays, if you apologize on Mondays, you'll make it through Sundays, is kind of my general appeal on it. So just embrace it, embrace the suck, embrace what happened. Happens.
Yep, absolutely, and it's unfortunate, but it happens to the best of us, and it happens to the worst of us. It just happens to absolutely everybody. There's no other way of putting it. But as it stands this year, it's qualifying, I think, getting ready to get underway, as I have to also restart all of my things before I forget to do that, because ACC TV is a quality program.
Quality indeed. Just had my first few experiences with it. Had my first experience with it on a 6-hour enduro. If you did not check that out, I feel like now might be the perfect time to go take a look at the calendar right before we jump into qualifying, Mike.
That's a great idea. Why don't you take us through it, Carson?
And that I will. So right now you're watching the GT4 Rookies Championship, and you'll be watching the GT4 Open in about 5 seconds here. Right after that, we've got the Street Stock Championships tomorrow night. Those are not live streamed, but we've got Lime Rock 20-lap double tomorrow night. It's the first road course of the series and the only one. After that, they'll go into Phoenix, then a dirt track if you're into that. Syntho Drive AI happens on Wednesdays. Not anymore. The season will start back up on July 29th. And GT3 West Coast, though, is right late that night if you're on the West Coast and looking for a sim race to do. 11 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Pacific, right?
8
p.m. Pacific. If you are on that West Coast, there's a series for you that doesn't leads you to having to lose out on sleep. We got Super Formula Lights, our main iRacing championship. If you're not into ovals, we've got Circuit de Ledrion. Nope, Ledinion. I don't know. 20-minute double either way. Jump in there. It's the Super Formula Lights, not the Super Formulas. Big difference there. And on Saturdays, once a month, we've got the Road to SRO Community World Challenge. And we saw that, the 6-hour enduro at Spa-Francorchamps. We've got a 6-hour at Bathurst, which looks to be dark and rainy the entire time almost, on July 27th coming up. Make sure you tune in for that after you mark it on your calendars. But last, but definitely not least, we got the GT3 Championships at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. Make sure you tune into that. We had Indianapolis last week, and we got Bathurst this week, also dark and rainy.
Indeed, and that's going to be a really exciting and challenging race on top of that. Before I go back, there we go. So, thank you to all of our patrons that I forgot to show earlier. Massive shout out to everybody, and I still need to update it. Patreon is really great. We're working on it, all right? Technical difficulties throughout. We appreciate all of you so much, especially our V12 exotics, but also our V8 muscle inline fours and all of our server donors and server supporters in any way that you guys contribute. Either that is going to be through Twitch, through donations, through however you do so, even through all of our wonderful stewards and all of our wonderful mods that we have here on our Discord and our Twitch. Just everybody involved in the TRACKILICIOUS community. Big thank you to all of you, because you are what makes this possible and why we're here tonight, Carson. And speaking of why we're here tonight, why don't we get down to the session? I think it's about that time.
Yeah, we've got some great racing in the GT4 Open. It's not a lot like the GT4 rookies in the sense of lap 1 is a lot more clean. Typically, it happens sometimes where it is not quite that. But on board right now is Scott Sullivan, who puts in practice like almost nobody else. Not quite Rue levels, but definitely streaming his way through the practice sessions there. 19 minutes, he'll be on pole for now, but I don't believe we've got any laps set.
Nope, not just yet. Drivers on their first out lap here. Yes, all of the drivers are blue, so they are still on their out lap. And tomorrow will be interesting. Yeah, tomorrow, the iRacing Championship has been quite fun. I know, Carson, you can probably tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so we had week 1 at USA Speedway, which is a free iRacing track. It's quite fun. Sorry, I'm going to block off the bottom half of the scoreboard the entire race tonight. But, yeah, I mean, it's quite a fun series. Then you had Charlotte week 2. That was basically Daytona, if you're into that. All free. Everything is free. If you download iRacing, you pay the $11 entrance fee, or $8 if it's your first time on a subscription. You can come run with us for the rest of the month, and only have a one-time fee to do that. So $8 basically is the buy-in if you've never iRaced before. But if you have iRaced before and you are an iRacer, come jump in. Lime Rock, Street Stocks. It's going to be a lot of entertaining battling and a lot of rear ends meeting the front end of somebody else's. It is difficult to break an iRacing period, but especially in an oval car that you're not supposed to do road courses in. But I, for one, very excited.
Yeah, that'll be a real thrilling event. And if you're looking to sign up, !SimGrid, link there in chat. Starting to see these drivers get across the line to begin their first flyer and their first flying attempts. Looking to get that banker lap in, the ever important one, where basically that's going to be the crucial lap at this time. It's such an easy invalidation around this track, and it is going to be a battle, which we've seen in the previous races. Plenty of drive-through penalties being handed out for track limits throughout the race, so it's definitely not going to be an exception in quali. It might even be down to just setting a lap in general before you have any issues.
I didn't say hi to you, Dev, but I can park here. Mike tells me to park here, right over the scoreboard. But yeah, I've got Justin Haley
during the race.
John Hawley. Whew, that was rough.
Oh my goodness!
Thank you, Smitty. But 5 tier 1 gifted subs. I'll put them up to 25 this week. Oh my goodness!
Insane, Spady. Thank you so much. Oh my! Holy smokes! Was that another one, or was that just the? I think that was just it being. It's just so holy smokes that's holy smokes the system out of existence at this point. Spady Bud has broken Twitch on his generosity, and it continues. Why does it continue? I don't know why it continues.
That
but
means
I'm gonna be. Go ahead.
Sauger had 20 of these on Sunday, so or last Sunday, because this is the one gifted from Sunday. So thank you very much, Spady. Maybe we need to set up as to just all do it in one notification, but hey, you get 5 times the charm. But I don't know if that's a setting.
Holy
More! Woo!
Holy smokes!
Holy smokes, indeed, Mike.
Oh man. As it's getting hot in here, I will say. The temp. Holy smokes! Again, why is it still going?
I don't know. This is
Why
more than 5.
It's broken at this point. Why is it broken?
Is it gonna?
I think it's done. It's come to its conclusion now. I've given up on yelling "Holy smokes!" Holy smokes, indeed.
You don't even have to. It does it for you. But yeah, Spady, definitely a driver who's we've seen improve massively in his time here at Rookies and paying it forward. And he is racing tonight in the Open, I believe, as he usually does, but he's not out right now. It's a split qualifying format. Same thing as the Rookies, except instead of a 20-20 split, you got 145. And yeah, long race. And you've got pit strategy in for the GT4s. And Mike, I think we should go a little bit into the GT4s being how different they are from the GT3s, because there's a lot of new people, I would guess, tuning in tonight, and a lot of new people who maybe aren't so familiar with GT4s who are very familiar with GT3s.
Yeah, I tell you what, why don't you explain that while I go and put my fan on, because I am cooking right now. So why don't you explain? That's a great point.
All right, anyway, so GT3s and GT4s, they are much, much different. And the main sense of it is downforce and power. And you can see right here the Porsche looks a lot different than the Porsche 911. A very pants off time. I don't think so. I already wear shorts while we go. It's the perk of having only my chest up is that I can wear shorts and not have it be 4 million degrees as opposed to a full suit or cargo pants, as I am wearing a polo. But you know, the GT4s and GT3s are much, much different, and its downforce and power came in here a lot different than its cousin, the GT3 911. It is quite not as good looking, I would have to say. It looks a little silly. Looks a little bit like it was a Porsche 911 that got punched in the face a little bit, but quite the pretty car on the inside. The go-kart engine there, you see, doesn't have as much power, but it also doesn't have as much downforce. So it goes through turns. You have to really know how to drive a car as opposed to driving a vacuum cleaner that suctions itself to the track with more horsepower.
None of that fancy schmancy aerodynamic stuff called downforce. We don't play with that here. These are the raw mechanical grips of GT4s. And is it saying holy smokes for each gift sub? Yeah, I think it was, which it's never done that before. So I don't know why it decided to do it this time.
I hope it didn't for Sauger. That would have been so rough. You got 20 of those in a row. But what isn't rough is the support that he gives us. Thank you very much, Spady. That is just, we can't thank you enough. 25 gifted subs in the last 14 days. I believe that's how Twitch works. Don't quote me on that. I'm only a streamer.
F1 downforce is like more than a GT3. Yeah, it's a lot more. F1 cars are producing literal thousands of pounds of downforce in terms of how much weight they make when they're going down the straight. GT cars produce quite a bit, but certainly not to that level. And Nicholas Martinez, well, he wishes he had some downforce because he was not stuck to the track right there.
Noob's RS car there just going off track right after someone behind him went off track, but Potts Weaver here in that beautiful orange car. He has a new livery, I believe, every season, and I think this one is banking themed, which is, I think, something that I know you noticed initially at Spa. It is quite the livery on top. Is it not a bank theme? It's something with finance.
Life insurance.
Life insurance. Relatively the same things, adult stuff.
It's something that every racing driver probably should have as well.
I don't feel like that should come in the contract. I would be worried if it doesn't, but I'm not sure if Potts will be needing life insurance tonight. GT4 Open crashes typically aren't as dangerous as the GT4 Rookies, but it'll happen sometimes, and we just hope it doesn't for Potts tonight. I hope that we can get through Misano cleanly, but Misano is, like we mentioned, a very, very hard track to stay on track, which makes it very, very hard to stay out of other cars when you're losing control of that car and it's sliding. One thing comes to another, and then you end up in the back end of somebody else's. Potts Weaver goes just a bit wide, touches the kitty litter, and he wishes he had more downforce.
It's the story of tonight, it seems so far, but Jason Provolone, it ain't easy being cheesy, and no, it most certainly is not, but the Stinky Cheese Man's placed himself in 4th position somehow. Absolutely smashing time. We haven't seen him out on circuit the most recently, but it clearly when he does come out, he's bringing the pace nowadays.
Yeah, I believe there is an emote. Is that a Trackalicious emote?
No, it's just a Twitch emote.
Really? That's just a Twitch emote?
Yeah, it's awesome.
use the Twitch emote whenever you see Jason Provolone. It's a piece of stinky cheese, quite literally. Provolone is he's a very good driver. He's been with us for a while, and he very much enjoys sending 400 cheese emojis whenever he joins chat, and it's a staple of when you know he's here.
Well, certainly is. Lap times that we're seeing are very competitive as well. 141.3 is quite the quick lap. If you're getting into the 140s, you are probably in that alien pace. Even Ollie Raza not quite getting to that yet on 141.4. It's certainly possible. See if Mark Haim can do it as he comes to the line here. Is he going to improve? It seems like no, he is not going to. It's going to be no improvement when he comes across the line, and he's going to have another shot at this, and it will be his final shot. It's going to be even plates out first. No, it's going to be the white plate drivers out first, and then the red plate drivers out second.
Yeah, that comes down to SimGrid rating if you are curious. The top section are not qualified for rookies, and the bottom, they typically are qualified for rookies, and some of those drivers don't belong down there, and you may notice that as they set themselves up with the top 5. Mainly, I forget who is that main driver. That should not definitely be a red plate, but is? I can't quite remember, but there's a lot of fast guys out there who will do a lot of things. And speaking of Alien, I just want to take a quick shout out to JP Reed. He puts the pace in that KTM, and he's finally back. I haven't seen him yet in the GT4 Open Series. I think he's been just a bit busy, but he's the Australian, I believe, or the New Zealander. I'm not quite sure which is. Yes, Australian is in the Celsius Autosport machine, and the KTM, he makes it look very, very quick. Most recently, a podium at Coda, I believe 2 seasons ago, was one very impressive showing for that unstable car.
Certainly was. Here's Alex Freeman. He's at the back of the time charts right now and looking to gain some ground. It's certainly not where he would like to find himself at the end of this qualifying session. 4 seconds off the pace. Little out of shape there through Sector 3 as he comes into the final few corner complexes. He really just needs to put it together. That previous lap he set definitely was a banker, but he cannot invalidate this one. He is on a flyer, gaining a good amount of time right now. It's got to be crucial. The final corner is really easy to dump it on too. Goes through it. He's going to be very aggressive on the attack. He runs all the way to the exit and to the line. It's going to be a massive improvement. Is it going to be enough to gain him any positions? No. He gains 1.5 seconds. Stays 18th quickest.
Very tough for him. Just a bit too much. But now we're going to see the red plates come out. Stefano Rinaldi, the first of them, or the second of them out there. An Italian driver, which we don't see too often. Kazi Jackman, I believe. That is a new driver out here tonight. This should be season debut, no?
This name's familiar. I think it might be the season debut. I think they've raced Casey. I think it's Casey Jackson or Jackman, not Casey Jackson. Casey Jackman, I think, is what this or what their name is. I feel like I know this name's very familiar to me. The 5.5 Alpine Project 5.5. I know has been around the block, so definitely not out of the cards. But why don't we go on board with them and see what it's like here, Carson?
Yeah, driving what is typically considered as the next step above the KTM. It's the Alpine steering wheel. A little bit rough here if you do drive in this section, which you probably shouldn't. It's got the moving steering wheel, the moving dashboard, rather, you can see. And it's a little bit tough if you are not using the virtual dashboard there. But it is very much a road car, and it's the based on the Alpine 1110, I believe. And it is, it can be really quick through the corners, and really, really quick. Really not quick in the straight. It's got a go-kart engine as well, but it's one of those cars that makes up the GT4 Open, or the GT4 class, and I think it's really, really interesting here as Jackman keeps going this section. He'll break right at the apex of this turn, get down to second gear, try and put it through a little bit wide so you can get a good exit out of this turner, putting it out here, put a little onto the green, and then you keep it flat through here, and you shouldn't have to lift at all through the not-so-straight.
As he plows on through here, the Alpine, not necessarily known for its straight line speed anymore. It is was previously one of the quickest cars in the game. Whoa, as he gets all sorts of out of shape, and Casey Jackman, that is going to be an invalid lap 1, and he'll have to be trying to, or they're going to have to be trying again for the next time around. Let's see, behind them is going to be Charles Wimbley, who hasn't given up their lap just yet. I'm not sure what happened to Stefano Rinaldi. Stefano has, I think, found a nice gap on track for himself and just sort of waited. This being the first lap that is going to be set here for the red plates. And where is it going to put Charles Wimbley? It's going to put him in P19. So P1 for the red plates, a solid start. And immediately, I think, just got topped. I'm not sure who that was.
Ooh,
Rally Dutchie,
way
though.
up the order.
Where,
way up the order.
Where did they end up? Who was it?
I saw them all move down. I think it was...
No, I guess not. Charles Wembley is pole sitter. I thought I saw that too. Maybe somebody left. But I definitely saw what you saw, Carson.
You pointed out and I saw it move. So someone moved. Qualifying is still happening. But seeing the red plates all go behind the white plates, Wembley just a 10th off of the back white plate ahead there. That BMW seemed very, very quick in rookies. And I'm not sure if this is maybe the track, but we had Ollie Raza, who's a driver out there, sacrifice his season 1 points, his race 1 win, basically in points, because you do lose all your points if you switch cars in the Open Series. He lost all of his points because he didn't want to drive the BMW anymore, Mike.
Fair enough. I mean, you know, if you don't want to, if you're not happy in the machine you're in, this is all a championship that's all about fun at the end of the day. So it's not necessarily about the points that you bring home. It's not the destination, it's the journey, right? I think that's sort of the general consensus to have for that. And what has happened to Jackman? Well, let's find out. Jackman into the final sector and will be the next driver to set a lap. So far, so good, as they have made it through their issue corner so far. Are they going to be able to keep it on track, though? No, Casey Jackman needs to get a lap together here. A banker lap is so important, but Casey just trying to push it to the limit on the first push, and it's not going to be working for them. They have to put it together this time.
Yeah, it seems just based on times, Jackman has a lot more pace than other red plate drivers, and he's just been losing it in certain corners, and it's not easy at Misano. I'll give him that. It is very, very tough to get laps down here, valid laps down here, rather, as it is a very wide, fast, open circuit. And it doesn't seem that way when you look at the map initially, but it is very, very difficult to keep it on, and it is very, very narrow where you don't want it to be.
Yeah, certainly is. It's one of those tracks that looks simple on paper, but we do not drive on paper. We drive on tarmac, and when you try that, it's a little bit more difficult. And it'll be down to them to see if they can set their lap. Up next to the line is going to be the Team Grilled Cheese of Vomolek Yaie. No improvement here. Actually, this is going to be an invalid lap themselves, so that Vomolek needs to get on the ball here and set a valid lap as well. And Jeff Franks. There are so many invalid laps right now.
Yeah, this should be second to last lap for most of these guys. Yes, will be the second to last lap for most of these guys. Jeff Franks needs to get a valid lap down. He's got a lot of pace for the GT4 Open, and he can do very, very well. It's just sometimes when you don't qualify the best, it's going to hamper your race pace, and this might be the case here. If he can't find his way past on a valid lap, track goes invalid if more than half the car goes off track. More than half the car goes off track, as opposed to iRacing when the entire car goes off track. Or wait, it's the other way around, sorry. Half the car goes off track in iRacing, you're invalid. Full car in ACC goes off track and you're invalid.
Yes.
My bad.
You're in the rookie race, and the track limits were brutal. Yeah, Misano is one of those tracks, sort of like Coda. Not quite as bad as Coda, in my opinion, when it comes to track limits. But it is absolutely on the dot, and through that final sector in particular, it's so easy to run wide and carry too much speed, or cut the high-speed right-handers. There's so many different spots that you can get track limits on.
Yeah, and Steven, they're actually not even that strict in real life, so that second curbage there is off track technically when you're on the curb fully, but in most races in the GT Challenge, when you go all the way off track, as long as you're touching that curb, most of the time you're still on track and it'll be a valid lap or won't give you any drive-through penalty, but it is not the same case in ACC. Too much gone, and you will be getting way too many drive-throughs, and it's not very nice either, because most of the time when you cut the track, it actually gives yourself an improvement, which will instantly give you a warning. And 3 warnings, and you got to drive through if you're curious where those came from during the rookie race. That is not rough, but a little bit of a side piece there on the Vomolek Yaie. Yeah, I feel like we may have to address the elephant in the room on the side of that car.
All right, why not? Get a free livery deep dive because he paid for it in a different... And he even put our names above it this time. He's changed the livery since last time. He just had to specify... In case you couldn't tell. Yeah, in case you couldn't tell. Man, Carson, you are very... Why is a ghost in that one?
I don't know. I've gotten a haircut, fixed my lighting, and
wait, you look better on that side.
I do look better on that side.
I think it's lighting. I think it's lighting.
I think I'm still ghostly. But either way, the lighting is fixed. Here, I was very ghostly previously. I'm still pretty ghostly because I don't go outside. I do touch grass, just not too often, and I live in Chicago, so the sun is out even less often, but, yeah.
And that guy's saying, I thought that 4 track limits equals a drive-through. That is absolutely correct. Yes, if you exceed track limits 4 times and gain an advantage, that's going to be the key thing. Just because you drove off of track does not necessarily mean that you are going to be picking up a warning for that. But if you do gain a speed advantage, or the game, rather, the simulator, deems that you gained an advantage, sometimes you didn't, and it thinks you did, you'll receive a penalty, or you will receive a warning, and if you get 4 of those warnings, yes, you will be receiving a unscheduled trip down pit lane.
Yeah, so it's when you get back on track fully, or when you get back on track, I think, yeah, fully, then
sometimes
that is typically where it is. But, I mean, it's, because you'll get back on track, you'll technically have an advantage for about 4 milliseconds before the true, like, punishment of going off track is set in, and it will just give you a warning, and you lose 5/10, and the guy behind you has passed you in that time, and nothing goes well. But Molokai, it's going pretty well for him. He's a red plate, but he's 4th overall. Pole for him in his class.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to beat. I am not seeing anybody else really showing up there. And you got 2 corners. Yeah, so Noah there saying a great point. So, for example, on Imola is one of those tracks. It's not that bad on track limits. However, when you're going through Aqua Minerale, if you run deep on the second part of Aqua Minerale, before you, like what Carson was saying, most of the time it's when you re-enter the track. Most of the time, before you even re-enter the track, as soon as you exit the track, it's like, bang, double track limits penalty instantly. And, yeah, some tracks are a little bit glitchier than others when it comes to track limits, and this one I don't think is necessarily a glitchier one than others. Coda, definitely one of those tracks that you can be fully in between the white line sometimes and it still will hit you with the track limits, and I just don't understand. But yeah, it's a little bit challenging out there for these drivers, and so far everybody has managed a lap but Jaeger Karu.
Yeah, Jaeger Karu in the Janetta for the rookies. Is he in Janetta for the Open? I will go ahead and check briefly. Yes, in the Janetta once again. Riding high with that machine that does not go fast in a straight line, but boy, does it corner well. And it's clearly pretty good at Misano, as we saw him plow through the field in the first race. Rookies, and Vimokia invalidating or not having a good enough lap, sets it aside, and quali will end with that.
It will. And yeah, I agree with you, Geriatric, but just sometimes it feels like it's a glitch. Like, it just... you feel like you were fully between the white line and there was no possible way that that was a track limits, or you gained any advantage whatsoever, and you'll still get hit with it. But Coda's probably the most brutal, in my opinion.
My first ever race at TRACKILICIOUS was, or my second ever race at TRACKILICIOUS was at Coda, and I picked up or Misano rather, and I picked up a drive-through in 2 laps. So try and beat that, folks. Actually, don't. Not in a TRACKILICIOUS race. You probably want to place well, but yeah, let's jump right into the section here.
The names were on the car in the last race? I don't remember. Maybe I'm just misremembering. I just was too shell-shocked when I saw it the first time. Either way.
I don't know.
Let's get on into it here, and let's meet our 29 drivers that we have here tonight. And starting us off at the top row, it is going to be Mark Kame in the Racing Union number 4 AMG. It was an AMG that dominated in the rookies. Is it going to be an AMG that dominates in the Open? Ollie Ross is going to try to do something about that. He's in the McLaren for the number 30 and going to be challenging hard in that razzle-dazzle motorsports. Casey Schutte in the 444 coming home here in 3rd position with a lovely qualifying result. And Vimolik Yaiye, 4th quickest overall, but 1st in class. Jason Provolone, 5th quickest here tonight with Justin Beachley company for him in P6. Dan Brace in the Iron Man Aston Martin coming home in 7th position. Mason Pierchowski in 8th. 9th position here belonging to Potts Weaver, and rounding out our top 10 is going to be the Team Julianne's Frozen Custard of John Hawley.
Nicholas Mendez will start the teens there, 11th place for the Argentine, followed by Scott Sullivan, the 43 car behind him, his second race back, followed by Chronotis in the T-Swizzalicious 42 machine, with James Pierre Reed in the KTM Celsius Autosport behind him. Dylan Kaiser in the American driver will start in 15th, with Randy Gross trailing him in the Project 5 Apex Advisory machine, with Joseph Barnett in the 51 in 17th, with George Elmer Trying to stick it like glue in 18th with Charles Wimbley, the number 5 car in 19th. And rounding out your top 20 will be Jeff Franks in the Love Wins Racing car.
Casey Jackman, 21st quickest in the number 23 with Alex Freeman in 22nd. Brian Clementi coming home in 23rd for the number 100. And Joe Fias in P24 in the KTM. Spady Bud going to be company there for Fias in P25 with Rally Dutchy in 26th. Stefano Rinaldi, the Italian stallion, coming home in P27. Cody Groves, 28th in the 115, the Foxfire Racing. And last but not least on the grid, it's going to be the Speed is Not Key of Jaeger Karu in P29.
Yeah, that car does not get up to speed, and I think that might be a play on words for the Ginetta there. Very, very happy car, it seems, if you look at the front of it, as opposed to some of these more mean glares, like you see that golden McLaren from Ali Raz on the other side, who him and Mark Kame have had some excellent battles. Maybe a little background here. Ali Raz on that BMW had an excellent round 1, 2, and 3. Or is this round 3?
Yeah.
This is round 3. Excellent round 1 and 2, battling with Mark Kame as Kame tried to make his way back through the field during Spa. Unfortunately, made a mistake and came out during the wrong section of quali, and that cost him his race. But here he'll be on pole, and he'll be a rival to Ali Raza, who I guess only has 1 win under his belt in the series. So could be pretty big from him. Could be pretty big for everybody else. We'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, we certainly will, and that's actually a really good point to make as well. Ali Raza only 1 win this season. I know it's a little bit different to what we normally see, but resetting his points is going to be very, very interesting. Or no, he's not resetting his points. Oh, yes, that's right. You had mentioned that. Wait, did he?
Yeah, he should have, because he's
yes,
he has 1 win under his belt. He would have had to. Yeah.
55 points removed because of a car change.
Yeah, and that did not give anybody else more points, I believe. But Vomolek's game, unfortunately, glitching. He'll start from the pit lane.
Oh, no.
4th place, not enough for him, as that really stinks. It's HCC has not been kind recently. We saw the Golden Lamborghini machine during the 6-hour Enduro have that same problem, or rather a different problem, and had the car disappear during the races. It's ACC's in quite the state, I'll have to say, and we just hope that they fix it at some point soon, if ever.
Yeah. I don't got much to add on to that, unfortunately. But
some pros to Assetto Corsa Evo, and there's some cons to Assetto Corsa Evo, and I believe that might be one of the cons.
We'll see. You know, I mean, I'm openly optimistic. I'm an optimist. We can hope. But either way, we will see. As it stands, we got 45 minutes on the clock ahead of us. 1 pit stop, and I think it's a 25 fixed stop in this race with a 5 additional seconds if they would like tires, or is this an open pit stop? I always forget in this championship.
25.
Okay.
Wait, it is 25. I think it's always 25. I don't think we ever have an open stop, Mike. I think that's what always gets us. Do we ever have an open stop?
What do you mean an open stop?
Like, I think we always have in every series the 25-second.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just I commentate way too many racing series to know what pit rules are.
I only do it here right now. So.
Just got to double check sometimes. But yes, it is fixed 25 seconds with 5 additional seconds if the drivers would like tires. I do not expect anybody to take tires here tonight, even though this is a circuit in which you may consider it. We might see 1 or 2 try it for the alternate strategy. It may work out for them. I'm not so sure about it. 45 minutes is not a lot of time to wear through a set of rubber. Either way, Mark Kame on pole position here tonight. Ali Raza lined up alongside. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Joined with me tonight is Carson Kass as we approach the checkered flag, or the green flag rather, and we get ready here to go. Green, green, green. Down to the first chicane, and everybody is going to be, well, swamped in the back there. Ali Raza and Mark Kame going side by side immediately. Ali not able to find the position out, or is he? He immediately lunges back down and takes it with both hands just to prove me wrong. Casey Schutte behind that under pressure from Jason Provolone. Jason Provolone is going to be also from Justin Beachley. Ooh, a little bit of a lunge there from Dan Brace alongside. They managed to keep it clean. Justin running off the track there just briefly. Up at the front, it's fairly nip and tuck. Dan Brace, though, and Justin going side by side there through the edge of Curva del Rio. We're going to go 3 wide now on exit as we head down the front straight. The Camaro has the straight line speed. The AMG of Justin Beachley needs to be laid onto the brakes. He's able to stick it alongside, but I don't know if he can hold on, Carson.
to Greer Sierra. He does seem to do that just well, but it'll be alongside still for Beachley GT. They'll keep this battle going, I believe, through the not-so-straight you'll break right at that apex, and Beachley on the unfavorable line. He should get a better exit, but Beachley's fully gone, and he is alongside and ahead already, as now you've got cars making their arguments known here and making it to this other section. We have it down the straight. Could be disaster here, hopefully not. 2x2 through these fast turns are not great. We've got another 1-bit donation. Thank you very much. Everything counts.
Absolutely. And we'll get to that in a moment as Potts Weaver is off the road and in the gravel. That's going to hand the position over to Joseph Bammert and Scott Sullivan and Randy Gross. Potentially a few more to follow through the back sector. Look at the line of cars. This is some hard racing here tonight for the white plates. We should certainly check in, though, with the reds. Charles Wimbley back here is under pressure from Jeff Ranks. Dr. Pops, thank you so much for the prime sub. Much appreciated. Side by side, Charles Wimbley almost gets clipped by the Love Wins racing machine. That forces Jeff to lift, and Casey Jackson trying to take full advantage. Charles Wimbley there needs to be careful. He wants to get by Dylan Kaiser to put a car in between him and the second position red plate, but that's what can happen, and a penalty might be on the stage there for Charles Wimbley, but not just a penalty. That's 2 positions dropped in 1 corner.
A little bit of an unfriendly defense from Kaiser results in that later on. Wimbley going to drop back 4 slots there, unfortunately for him. Jeff Franks, though, on the outside of the white plate, trying to make his way through. He won't be able to. It's an unfavorable line. He'll try and get the exit. Joe Fallis goes on the gamer line, I believe, gets 2 positions there through the dirt. He'll go on the straight, not going to give him up, just going to take that speed token and leave it there. That blue anime machine, it seems. 74 car can't quite make it out, I believe. And that's something to do with Khalil. I can't remember the anime, but that is Monster Hunter, or not Monster Hunter. Oh my gosh. I watched the entire show.
Mark Kame up at the front is trying his best here to retake the lead of the race. Casey Schutte is 9/10 behind. It's Demon Slayer, apparently. Casey Schutte, though, sticking in the slipstream for the time being, but hasn't quite gained enough to get the overtake or the look, really. Casey's going to be just struggling, I think, to hold on to these top 2. But that's, of course, unless these two decide to have a little bit of a scrap. They only have 41 minutes to decide their position, and we've seen how those two can race in the past. They are very clean and very aggressive simultaneously. This is maybe not the cleanest racing, or the most visible, as we have a little bit of a phase in and out of reality there from Dan Brace, but it's going to be a nice little fight down here for the mid-pack, and all the way throughout. Again, we take a look at those red plates. They are absolutely on each other right now, and almost a little bit too literally. Oh, no.
Jackson the Alpine is side goes Karu in the Janetta, that is. That car is sideways and not too recoverable right now. He's going to have to wait till everybody passes him to recover it. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Car went sideways, and the turn that bears the track's name, Curva Misano, but ahead, more red plates duke it out. Spady Bud in that Cherry Blossom Galaxy combo car. Gifted 5 subs earlier. He's about to trying to get the gift of 21st here away from the lowest white plate, Freeman, right now. Actually, it's JP Redo had an incident early on. But Spady Bud doing pretty good so far in the Rookies and Open Series overall. See if we can get a good finish tonight.
Indeed, he's pushing his number-sake position right now, trying to take P21 for the number 21. Some say that's fate. John Hawley here, he's in the 410 machine, trying to take P6 away from Dan, and Justin Beachley from a different postcode decides to arrive alongside.
Yeah, Hawley very good, seeing his mirrors there as he has overtaken Beachley at some point, and now he tries to get it back there. Beachley behind the 2 as they go alongside Brace and Hawley through this other section, clean through that section. Curva del Caro, I believe, out coming up. Clean again, now they'll have to slow down. This is typically where things get complicated, but it won't too far, a little bit wide from Hawley, but he'll have a better exit, and he'll keep it alongside the 4-car train, now building behind as we see T-Swizzalicious approach from the backside.
Certainly, and Dan Brace is going to have to dive into pit lane here to serve a drive-through penalty. I would imagine that's for track limits already. I don't think there was a start place infringement. I would imagine, I don't have an incident report there for it, but I would imagine that's purely from track limits already, and I wonder if that was a double track limits violation, what we were talking about earlier, where it maybe hit him twice in 1 lap, but still on lap 3 to be receiving a drive-through is, well, certainly not ideal.
Logan Sargent Racing's comment got me quite there. He's serving, good for him. Really good play on words there. John Hawley, though, is got a pretty good benefit out of that. That gap to the car behind has increased, and the car behind disappeared. Now it's Hawley once again being chased by Beachley. The Beach GT car, pretty good this season, has had a bunch of high finishes looking to chase Hawley, but Hawley, with clean air in that V8, I believe will be pretty hard to catch. And I think that Mercedes is going to have a same class problem behind him as Professor Cornotis gives him pressure. Pottsweaver, though, chasing Elmer, who's up 4 positions already. That BMW in the Jägermeister BMW, I might say. Pretty orange livery. It's not the Elmer's Glue brand, which also shares the orange colors. He sends it from way out. Pottsweaver, watching him go way deep into the red there.
Yeah, not quite the ideal line, and that might even be a track limits warning. This track, again, is pretty brutal when it comes to that. Regardless, side-by-side, this is going to be Pottsweaver trailing Mendez as well as Randy Gross in the Camaro. Up ahead of them, they're side by side into the right-hander. Randy is going to be ahead now. Nicholas Menendez, can he answer? No, it doesn't seem to be the case. Pottsweaver smelling blood. Can he get to the inside line here? He doesn't get enough alongside. He'll be setting himself up now on the exit curve of Misano to make a move into the first chicane, although he's got a problem of his own right now. George Elmer breathing down his neck. Now, Nicholas Menendez back onto the charge.
And that bump draft from Pottsweaver really helped out Gross, gave him the extra speed he needed through that corner, but the 55 car still under pressure from the 754 machine behind. The Argentine putting brake pressure, but he's got a bigger problem behind. Pottsweaver right there in his back bumper, as it seems like these drivers are just so close. Any mistake is going to cost him.
Certainly will, and as they go into Del Rio, this is where no mistakes can be afforded. We see the GT Academy car ahead of Pottsweaver as he attempts any sort of luck, any move onto the Camaro. We've seen the Porsche and the Camaro battle a couple times here tonight, not between these two drivers. We've also seen the McLaren and the BMW, and we know how quick that BMW is here. Looking to the outside line, Pottsweaver, is he going to feel the pressure? He does certainly. He's going to get a bit of a compromised run on the exit, and the Jägermeister should be able to slingshot himself, but no, it was a little bit too deep there for the 22 to gain any sorts of advantage.
Yeah, the British and German car, it's World War II all over again, and the Allies have the favor, but they chase the Americans ahead. And the Brits do. Pottsweaver there now going to have to deal with trying to chase a Camaro in a straight line with a faster car in the straight line behind him, I would say, but it looks like a poor exit from the BMW means that he won't have too much of a problem right now, but as we go through that obtuse hairpin, I'll call it, in the back section there, not Curva Misano, that's later on, but Pottsweaver there. Too much pressure. Elmer goes a bit deep. He'll have a good exit, but not what he wanted to see there.
The battle for the lead has not gone anywhere. Mark Kame not really going out of any sort of view from Ali Raza. He hasn't really dropped him just yet. Ali and Mark certainly on the same level here tonight, and Casey Schutte, he doesn't quite seem to have the pace. Looking at his lap times, 0.3 slower last lap than both of these two drivers. Mark's trying it to the outside, maybe? No, he's just made a mistake, actually, and that's going to cost him a few tenths. Drops off the back bumper there slightly, and he is going to have to try once more.
Yeah, he'll still have that toe, though. I believe this argument will be going on quite long as this battle. Yeah, I'm not sure we can rank those, but I will definitely rank Mark Kame and Ali Raza as one of the rivalries that we'll have all summer long, that I believe will be definitely one to watch. Make sure you keep tuning in to the GT4 Open. It happens every Monday at this time.
Certainly do. As we tune back, we're going to take a look. Casey Jackman getting trailed by JP Reed. Our race leader, though, still Charles Wimbley for the red plate drivers. Running up in 16th position for the BMW. And Jeff Franks not too far out of sight. Definitely keeping him honest. Glued to his rear bumper like a license plate, but not quite gaining anything just yet.
Elmer there is going to have to just try and get through toe there, as Pottsweaver's doing a little bit better towards the back bumper of that Camaro, which got overtaken a few laps ago, I believe, by Mendez. I don't even think I noticed that. But the Noobs RS machine is ahead.
He's got called out, Carson.
I can't. I mean...
Either way, George Elmer, Pottsweaver, as well as Randy Gross, all having their fun. Justin Beachley trying to make way with the 410 of John Hawley. John, though, has been on his best behavior so far. Hasn't really put a foot wrong and gained 4 positions thus far. Our biggest gainer tonight is actually tied for 4 positions, and there's quite a few drivers that have gained 4. I take that back. Joseph Bamert, 7 positions. There we go. He is the lone outlier in that equation, and he is smashing his way through the field. Biggest loser, unfortunately, we saw earlier that Dan Brace incident, and that has cost him massively.
Yeah, Casey Shude in that third spot, I believe, may stay there for quite a while. We'll have to see how he does. He's got a ton of pace in him, and we saw him take home a win at the end of last season, I believe, or maybe the season beforehand, but Casey Shude, definitely a guy to look out for, definitely will be, I believe, on the podium at the end of the season in terms of overall points, but not too much doing in terms of 1 and 2 for him. He's got a lot of room ahead. Justin Beachley gaining a few tenths there on Holly, and this battle is one of those, like the lead. It's a bit of a different car between the two of them, but I think he's going to get through. It's Justin Beachley with a send again through the section here. Bit of contact. They make a little bit of an argument not there. I'm sure Holly is not going to be happy with him, and Beachley may lift a little to let him by. No, he won't. It'll be anything but straight on the not-so-straight machine here, or machine the track. They go through here. Holly goes nip and tuck. He's got the draft here. As they go slow down through this section here, they'll slow down right at the end of this turn, go through the section there. Holly right glued to the back bumper. Can't find any way past. He will maybe here through the obtuse corner, but this battle is far from over, as behind Sullivan making his presence known in 8th.
Yeah, this battle has really bottlenecked these two, and now Scott Sullivan joining the party. We got a three-way fight for P6, and this is not what Justin Beachley wanted. He made the overtake happen there, but that definitely might be looked at by the stewards at some point. That's, of course, if John Hawley does report it. But Beachley, you know, again, that might have been the angle. We will give a little credit where credit's due. I'll leave that one to the stewards because we could have just had a bad camera angle there. But it definitely looked like a little bit of argy-bargy there from Justin Beachley onto John Hawley. And John, he didn't quite immediately, what's the word? Retaliate. There we go. He didn't immediately retaliate, but he is going to be sticking very close in that mirror and, well, just trying to force him into a mistake. The ever-looming presence of a Camaro is a very intimidating sight.
Yeah, they are both level-headed and long-time tracky drivers, I believe. It'll be all right between these two. They battled a lot. They battled a lot this season already, as I think I've seen their bumpers pretty close together. You see that white and red and that black and green. Put them together, maybe you get Christmas. I'm not sure what's black on Christmas. Licorice? Coal? But another section there. Yeah, quite the battle going on here, and I'm sure Scott Sullivan will have his presence known pretty soon, as he's gaining about a few tenths a lap. We'll have to revisit this at some point for sure, but we've got a yellow flag in that section. I think Jaeger Karu. Oh wait, no, it's only one car. Sorry.
I think it was Cody Groves in the 115, if I'm not mistaken, but it seems that they might have gone. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It was just, they just went deep. No worries on it. We mean coal. Never got coal on Christmas?
John Hawley keeping the pressure up. Is he going to turn the coal-inspired livery of Justin Beachley into a diamond, or is he going to crumple him into a million pieces? We'll certainly see. Justin Beachley, I guess he's the only one that can turn himself into a diamond, and, well, he's already added quite a bit of pressure tonight.
Yeah, pressure's on John Hawley, though, at this point. Beachley doesn't seem to make too many mistakes throughout the races. Hopefully I didn't just curse him there, but watching 2%. Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot that people can watch other people's streams. Scott Sullivan, by the way, streams on Twitch. That was a good segue there. But Mark Kane, by the way, still glued to this back bumper of Ali Raza. The gold and the purple there. Opposite colors on the color wheel, if you were curious. Fun facts of the night. Mike is much better at them than me, if you can already tell that. But purple and black car has an opportunity here. He goes a little bit better through that corner, but Ali Raza will get a better exit. We'll have to see if the toe is enough. Less than a blink of an eye between these two.
Oh, Carson, do you know what can fit in between a blink of an eye between these two?
Mike, it's almost like I told you to do that, or segued you into doing that.
It's almost like I forgot to have the sheet open as well, so as we continue to wait for the sheet to open up on the segue and I delay just slightly longer and continue to talk, did you know that in the blink of an eye that the Large Hadron Collider can generate 150 million particle collisions?
And I know that 64,579 texts are sent, Mike, and I don't even need the sheet open. Mark came all over the back bumper still, not losing any time as they go down to the hairpin or chicane. Gosh, dude, I love racing. So many words, but so many outcomes. And you mentioned that we don't race on paper, and a lot of outcomes off of paper as well.
Certainly is, and that's the beauty of the sport that we all love. You did know that? Yeah, look, Adam, this is what happens when you follow a specific commentator around. You're going to hear facts the same time, okay? You want to know what else can happen in the blink of an eye? Well, first off, Ollie Raza trailing the back bumper, but I'll use one that I haven't used yet. The global ocean conveyor moves more than 0.0002 feet, displacing roughly 137 million cubic feet of water. There. That happens in the blink of an eye. What did I just say? I don't even know, to be completely honest.
I think you got a word wrong there, and I don't even know what the right word would be. It just didn't sound quite right.
I don't think I did.
What is the word? I don't know what the word is. I just don't. Now I got to pull up the sheet, Mike.
I think I nailed it. Either way, I think I nailed that one. It's just a weird fact. Also knew that my mom told me when I was young. Dang.
Dang.
This Adam Strange guy. You're freaking genius, man. Vamolek in chat is not where I would like to see that name. Yeah. Vamolek I saw getting a drive-through penalty, unfortunately, after that pit start. Has plummeted him down the field. What did I ignore? I didn't ignore it on purpose.
No.
What did I ignore?
I don't know. I think
he ignored a fun fact. Hold on.
I think you ignored that his mother knew, like his mother told him. Maybe his mother has had access to the sheet for a long time.
No, I ignored a fun fact. When Superman first debuted in 1938, Superman couldn't fly. I missed that. My apologies.
Oh.
Good call out, Logan Sargent fanboy.
Yeah. First time chatter, I think, tonight. A lot of bangers out of Logan Sargent fan tonight. Unfortunately, not a lot of bangers out of the American driver. But speaking of American driver, Ollie Raza under pressure from the Star Spangled Banner. Mark Came in that purple car has got just a tenth between them. Don't have enough room to send it. He could have if he was really aggressive, but he's going to go for a bit of a run here. Goes a bit wider than Ollie Raza, but too tight on the exit. He can't get the run that he was looking for. But Mark Came stuck on that exit there. Unfortunate.
Certainly is. You can see as he closes up massively under braking. Spady Bud just picked up a drive-through penalty. Track limits are starting to get the best of the red plates for sure. It's just a matter of time before the white plates end up getting their penalties. As it's, I think, a matter of when, not if, for this track. We're also starting to see some pit stops happen. And all of these drivers have one mandatory pit stop. They will have to serve that. No pit window, but we will see probably within the next... Oh my goodness, as Mark Came there a little out of shape, but managing to keep it mostly under control. Loses a couple tenths, though, to Ollie Raza. But we have about 26 minutes left in the session. We have gone through about 18. We'll be seeing in the next 5 to 10 minutes the unofficial pit window sort of open up where these drivers will be coming in for presumably just fuel. I don't think we're going to be seeing any tires taken.
Yeah, and on the bingo card tonight will be a lot of drive-thrus and maybe more than one pit stop. One is required. You'll probably go through there a few times if you're not too prepared for tonight, like myself. But Logan Sargent copy pasta was not on my bingo card tonight. We've got quite the community here at TRACKILICIOUS, and if you'd like to join that community, exclamation mark Discord and chat, wonderful community. I'd say the best in ACC, maybe iRacing, because we just did dip our toe in there. I don't know any iRacing communities, so make sure you come join the Discord. And if you are interested in some of these events, we've got SimGrid up as someone just dipped into the pits. I believe Scott Sullivan dips into the pits right there.
And actually, streamer, he typed that out.
My glasses.
Oh my goodness.
I had to go for it there.
Oh, here we have the Argentine driver, Nicolas Menendez, behind the wheel of the GT Racing Academy Porsche. He's following Professor Kenotis in the T-Swizzle 20... No, just the T-Swizzle. It's unpronounceable at this point for Mike Nause. That's very unfortunate, to say the least. But the T-Swizzle car is... Can I change the HUD? Yeah, sure. No problem. You can see the overall timing charts just for a minute, and you don't need to move your head, Carson. You're fine.
That might help a little bit. See where Justin Beachley is, who he did pit a moment ago. Didn't lose any positions, no drive-through. Well, he did lose positions, but he is willingly pitting, getting rid of his mandatory pit stop. Like we said, one mandatory for everybody else, but Mendez all over the back bumper of T-Swizzleicious machine. There is, I don't even think... there's like 4 Z's in it, so technically that's not even how you say it, but it is a Taylor Swift themed livery, and one of the staples of the GT4 Open. It's a long time livery, Mike, maybe the longest we've had in the series.
Yeah, actually, that's probably a pretty good shout. If I can't think of one that would be around for longer, at least. I mean, that has been a Chronotis classic for a good long while now. Like I say, it was the T-Swizzle 2022 car for the longest time, so it's been on the grid for at least 2 years.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's many drivers that have been on the grid out there tonight, not for 2 years. There's a lot of them, which goes to show this community is great. Speaking of great, driving Mendez on the inside line. He'll have an advantage over Taylor Swift, and he'll be trying to find it through that other section there as that gap increases. Mendez alongside and through. GT Racing Academy car doing a great job there to get around. As Potts Weaver now going to lead Chronotis under threat. He doesn't get the best exit. The McLaren all over that back bumper.
Certainly is, and Chronotis trying to answer back into the braking zone, but he's not going to be close enough. Looks to it on the exit. No, in fact, he's going to be falling under pressure now from Potts Weaver. And we have Helmetron Gaming, one of the Provolone fan base member it's a fan club? No, it's not fan. It's fan team. Oh no, I've forgotten what you guys officially are called. I'm gonna get fired. Whoa, is right.
Mendez makes a mistake. Mendez makes a mistake, and Chronotis make a mistake. And that'll lead Potts Weaver tried to swing along outside, and he just went too left. Yes, Sullivan did go for the undercut, but speaking of cuts, he'll try and cut past Taylor Swift alongside Mendez, trying to find the other side as they make contact. Mendez unable to keep it steady. The Argentine off left, and I meant Professor Chronotis, not Taylor Swift. As Chrono goes deep, Mendez right back in this battle. I think just letting him by, actually. I think he knew that was on him there. I don't know how intentional that was, because he drove. The input was left. I was on board with him.
Halfway mark.
And which Ariana Grande is the best album? Chat wants to know, Carson.
I like the Christmas one, where she did a bunch of Christmas songs and just sung over them. I'm not gonna lie, that was super overrated. I really liked that album, and I rocked to it a bunch during Christmas, to be honest with you, and I still do to this day. I think it's 2 years old now, and it is. I'll listen to it in July. I don't care. Can't stop me.
There's your answer, chat. I don't know any Ariana Grande albums, so I can't answer that, unfortunately.
Uncultured.
You're right. I mean, you're honestly right.
Christmas in July. That's what it feels like.
That's a movie reference.
Safest answer? No, that's my favorite. I don't know what to tell you. It's not the safest answer. It's my favorite. Speaking of, we probably should mention Mendez in second, and those are the pits coming out. Both Mark Kame hasn't pit. Ali Raza has. Typically known for the overcut, Ali Raza is in the pits. Probably the earliest he has been in any series this season so far, to be honest.
Man, I gotta say, Vadik has the best shout. Best music is Hard Russian bass. I am literally mentally squat dancing right now.
I think there's the best music in every atmosphere. I think it all has some sort of best time for it to be played, but that's typically a good one to start with. And
that is true. I also did just listen to Cowboy Carter under the request of Logan Sargent fan club, so. Fanboy, not fan club. My goodness, it's the Provolone fan club. We got too many fan clubs and fan bases and we got a lot of fans around here, and I appreciate all of you.
We got to set a real follower goal this time, as you guys broke it before we could set.
I know, right?
True follower goal. I mean, it's been crazy. We very much appreciate the support, and Kaiser. Not going to need too much to get around Potts Weaver here. He's got the straight line speed. It'll be Elmer Potts Weaver's worrying about fully as the camera takes a little bit of a trick on me. Kaiser not too fast to the turn. Potts Weaver a little bit wide, but he'll stay alongside and maybe through as Elmer. Not going to be a problem for Kaiser this section here. Potts Weaver through. Almost contact between the two drivers, but the white and orange, they don't mix. The other section, Potts Weaver fully through as the other orange car goes alongside with the Aston Martin. We've got British and German cars all trying to get through here in this section. The not so straight, and they don't want to be on the inside of that section there. Go through the Elmer gets the better line. He should be alongside and through, but no! That V8 Vantage is still alongside. Elmer trying to make it stick, but he can't. Kaiser, more outside speed. He tries to go on the inside, makes a little contact. Elmer almost sideways. Same with Kaiser. They keep it straight. Elmer makes it stick.
I haven't seen this much aggression between Germany and Britain since 1942. My goodness. Sorry, I had to get my World War II reference in there.
Fair enough. The Kaiser is on the wrong side of history here. He's the British car, but the other section, he'll have to chase now. Elmer finally gets through 4 alongside corners is Germany and Germany. I don't think Aston Martin is German. It's British, no? It is, well,
it's
Canadian.
Very British.
Canadian guy owns it, so.
Sure.
Aston
You have
Martin
3.6k fuel. Oh my goodness, Dylan Kaiser. Let's go back and take a quick little replay of that one, as I don't think either of us were fully paying attention. Let's see.
Charge here. I can multitask, Mike. I can multitask. Yeah, bit of a bayonet charge here. A bit late on the brakes. Elmer tries to go safer. He goes a bit faster and uses him as a barrier there. Very unfortunate. And yeah. That'll be that through that. Kaiser doesn't lose his position. Elmer loses 2, but none in the overall class.
And you know that Aston runs an AMG engine. Look. Details.
I mean,
is what it is.
It's the world of racing these days. Everybody's using parts from everybody else. There's parts of Lamborghini, there's parts of Audis and Lamborghini Huracans. I mean, it's quite the weird section. Wrong side.
Is this back marker?
Slow.
No, it's a back marker.
It is a back marker. Real slow, very good back markering. Is that an adjective or a verb? Oh my gosh. Is that a verb to the obtuse hairpin? He does a pretty good job. The 48 car is going to stay ahead of Kaiser. And Mark Kane still yet to pit, Mike.
That's
just pitted. Of course.
Okay.
Literally,
so Ollie,
as I'm saying it, in appears. As Ollie's already pitted, he's going for the undercut.
He went for the opposite of Ollie Raza. Ollie pitted last lap, and Mark is going to be coming in this lap to basically call that strategy, not give him too much of an advantage. And I love Vadik. That's a move that I would have made when I first joined Trackalicious. I love that you can call yourself out for that, Vadik, and you've known that you've learned so much, so that's awesome. But yes.
I am very obtuse. I don't even know what that means. Another section. No, this battle isn't over. The pit phase has ended for these guys, and the battling has not. Justin Beachley putting pressure on Mason Pierchowski. His first race back, and he is not getting too welcomed. 5th place for him. Good start, up 2 positions. Could go down here if Beachley has anything to say about it.
Yeah, that Garage 56. We know how quick it is compared to the GT3s, but this isn't quite the, this isn't the same Garage 56, unfortunately. This Camaro, a little bit different, and is going to be very equal to Jason Provolone here behind, and Justin Beachley. Now, I think Jason Provolone might be the fan favorite of this battle, but you never know. It might be, honestly, a 1/3 split. Justin Beachley, I know he's got some fans himself, and so does Mr. Mason Pierchowski, who, asked us to rate his qualifying, and I don't think we did. But, well, qualifying isn't what matters. It's about where you finish at the end, and it seems like he is going quite well so far.
I'd give him 2 thumbs up on my unbiased opinion, but he just got his first race back. 7th overall is very, very good. As Provolone taking his spot, he moved up 2. Provolone, I believe, is up a few.
By the way,
he's down 2.
Little update here. Mark Kame in the lead, 4 seconds ahead of Ollie Raza. Ollie went for tires.
Ooh. I assume Mark did as well?
No. Mark did not go for tires. I think Mark has the right strategy here, but we'll see. Ollie Raza, he might have been doing some testing, and he might know that the tire wear is going to be enough for him to catch up by the end. We're going to have to keep an eye on lap times. That's going to be the real determining factor. So Ollie going for the undercut makes a lot of sense with the fact that he took tires. Mark, though, not taking tires. Like I said, I think that's the right call. We'll see, though, by the end of this one how it plays out.
Yeah, it's a game of chess here, going about 100 miles an hour. Through every section here. It's not quite Daytona, but it is just as quick and just as strategic. That other section there, Ollie Raza is a very smart driver, and he typically doesn't lose. And I mentioned that he lost all his points in the BMW. I'm not sure it's going to matter too much. He'll finish 1st or 2nd either way. And yes, Vadik, we absolutely love that car that you have.
Yes, absolutely.
Bit inaccurate, unfortunately. I cut my hair the same day that you unveiled it. It was so unfortunate, man.
Mike, when did I go bald? That's a great question. When did I go bald? I'm not sure what you even mean by that.
He's getting the streamer effect. He's getting the streamer effect. Ooh.
My
So
hair is lovely.
what happens, Mike, if you're not curious, is streamers, once they get popular enough, people just start accusing them of being bald, Mike.
Oh, yeah, but there's nothing wrong with being bald, so like, who cares?
Chat will remind you that you're bald every single time they get a chance, but we'll see. I hope that becomes a trend. Hashtag Mike is bald in the Discord.
What? I got a big forehead. I'll be the first one to admit that.
I got a big head. It's pretty deceiving. My entire body is pretty big, but my head is. I got a cranium, dude. And there's nothing wrong with being bald, but it'd be funny if you accuse Mike of being bald. There's a nice guy Mari asking, how do you compete in this? Exclamation point. SimGrid as where you can sign up for this event. It's the GT4 Open, and if you're new to sim racing, you can jump into the series beforehand, the GT4 Rookies, where most of these drivers get their start. Scott Sullivan, a good example right now, riding high in 8th position, or no, 7th. I'm totally wrong. 7th position as he chases the pack of cars ahead. Is Justin Beachley, I think, putting massive pressure ahead. Let's take a look at that. Nope, trick of the eye, but 2 tenths between these two drivers. It could heat up to this other section here. As Pierchowski looks like he goes a little bit slower through this section.
I think that's just the Camaro taking a little bit of a different line, kind of the understeery nature of the very heavy front-engine car, and obviously the Mercedes being heavy and front-engined as well, but seems like it's able to take corners just slightly better. But yes, if you are looking to get involved in this championship, this one in particular is the GT4 Open, which anybody can join. The championship that we had before this, GT4 Rookies, only rookies and seasoned rookies are allowed to join, but if you are newer to sim racing, that's definitely the place to start out. We also have our GT3 championship on Sunday. That's our most competitive league that we have, and of course the West Coast Wednesdays as well if you're on the West Coast schedule and looking for some races around 8 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, and if you're looking for iRacing as well, we have that too. Yeah, I was going to say Tuesday and Thursday, ovals on Tuesday, Formula on Thursdays. One day we'll get sports car in there someplace, but quite the amazing section we have at iRacing, and I cannot recommend it enough at TRACKILICIOUS iRacing, not iRacing. But the other section, Beachy goes a little bit wide and loses his time to Pierchowski, 2 tenths. Might have a little bit of V8 pressure from behind as he's in an American sandwich. Call it a po' boy.
Also, Grumpy Geriatric Gamer with a very good point as well. The Camaro can't carry the same mid-corner speed as the AMG, but it hauls on the corner exit once you get that power down and let that V8 sing. Yeah, the massive V8 underneath the bonnet of the Camaro, 6.2-liter naturally aspirated. Can't use the actual stock road model of this because there are no superchargers allowed in GT racing, and that would certainly help right now. I bet Jason Provolone wishes he had a supercharger powering him along as he is stuck behind Justin Beachley and just cannot out-drag race him.
Yeah, it's probably the most American thing ever when you can say that the Camaro has to be tuned down to race in GT4 series. More power would definitely be what he wants, but Justin Beachley will remain ahead in similar engines, the V8, American V8 versus, I believe, the German V8. Yes, I was going to say, I don't know, because there's other cars like the Ford Mustang. That is just straight up a German V8, and that car is American as it may seem. It is a German Coyote naturally aspirated engine.
No, that's the Ford.
The Camaro as well.
That's the Ford.
No, I'm saying I'm talking about that. Like there's cars that just run engines that are completely different. The Coyote naturally aspirated engine is one of them in the Ford, and it's basically German, just like the Aston Martin engine is. Most of these engines are mainly German engineering, but with that hint of flavor from their own country, and Americans is typically the supercharger, turbocharger deal.
Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, getting a German engine, in my opinion, is just a smart investment. It's German, so you know it's probably going to work. If not, somebody is going to be taken behind the factory, and, well, you know. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes. Sorry, Hans.
Sorry, Hans. I'm a big Toyota fan, though, and that's reliability in 2 parts of the world, as there's no Japanese GT4 cars, which is pretty unfortunate, and no Japanese, really, GT3 cars that are really viable.
Not an ACC.
GTR, not an ACC. No, not an ACC. I mean, there's definitely some viable options here. No, the Lexus. What am I thinking of? The Lexus.
Oh, that's true, sure. But I mean, Toyota. There's the Supra, the Supras as well in the GT4 category, but we unfortunately don't have it in this simulator, which is insane. Why don't we have the Toyota Supra, chat? I'm gonna riot.
I mean, I would never drive the KTM again, and that's that. The second I see a Toyota car, that's just what I drive. It's what I gravitate to in real life and off the course, or rather on the simulator. Is, yeah, I don't know if they'll add the Supra. I think GT4s are really losing support. They probably will never, but we'll just hope that they fix the endurance problems first.
Oh, the Nissan.
Nissan Z, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a really good series.
And
Supra to ECF.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll add it to
AC.
the Assetto Corsa Evo, but I mean, you know, we'll see. Hopefully that game has modded content too. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from it yet. I mean, I don't think anybody really knows what to expect from AC Evo in reality. I think we just kind of can all speculate at the moment.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add to that, other than I hope it's good. I was hoping it's good. Jason Provolone might have a bit of a press problem here. Scott Sullivan alongside, looking to make it through, but it's almost a panini with Provolone in the middle, as he nearly goes alongside with both Beachley and Aston Martin. Scott Sullivan there. That is not great, but Scott Sullivan can have another chance. Provolone will try and block it off. They'll try and get out ahead. Is ahead. Beachley goes alongside for just a moment, backs out behind Perchowski, and they will go alongside again, actually, through the straight. Not so straight, as Provolone, I believe, is going to get a really good toe off of this. These two battling, Beachley and Perchowski. We'll see who wins in this other section. The understeery Camaro not wanting to be on the outside. It's going to be the slower line automatically, as Provolone has to brake a little in the straight to keep himself out of the back bumper of Perchowski. This might allow Sullivan into the mix. You got Perchowski here trying to make it work, slow a little bit down here, and that'll keep him all right through the obtuse hairpin.
Scott's eyes just opened wide up there for a moment, and he thought he saw the daylight, but unfortunately he did not. And Provolone able to hold on for the time being, but that was certainly a little bit of a scare from Mason, kind of causing that, as it was a little bit of a little close. But also, was I on the question there from No Jojo? Is what are the problems with endurance in ACC? So there's not necessarily many problems, I would say, unless you have anything specific in question. The biggest problem, quote unquote, is finding a team, really. I think that's going to be the biggest bet, and then finding the fatigue, or getting the fatigue for it. Oh my goodness, as we have Jason Provolone getting a little bit there, run wide. Scott Sullivan getting it by. I think that was a mistake from Provolone that caused this, and Provolone is going to hold on for now. Scott Sullivan not able to get it done. But back onto that is I would highly recommend checking out the Road to the SRO Community World Challenge here at TRACKILICIOUS. Also, I know Williams Gaming Club has a 6-hour coming up. Both of those Discords, I'd highly recommend checking out. They're both great. And typically in the endurance channels, there are specific team threads that you can find. In TRACKILICIOUS, for example, we have a team recruitment thread, and I'm sure the Williams Gaming Club has something similar. If not, you can always ask General Chat, and people can point you in the correct direction.
My problem was more the glitching and leaving just randomly throughout that section. That was what I was hoping they would fix with the endurance. Nothing is wrong with the actual racing. It's great, except when your car disappears off track. But Scott Sullivan, anything but disappearing in the rearview mirror of this yellow Camaro ahead. But now they've got a different problem. It's another Camaro in the mix. Hawley making his presence known. John Hawley almost on the inside of Sullivan there. Then Aston Martin's going to have to get alongside and through, because he's getting slowed down by Provolone ahead.
Indeed, and he is going to be... he's been bottlenecked for a while now, and that's really allowed Mason Pierchowski to walk away from these guys, and Mason keeping Justin honest at the same time. Also, we see there's from Protoss Junior TV. Yo, let's go. Shout out Protoss in chat. We got finally somebody who plays Protoss. Either way, he is saying that Toga Motorsports has a 24 coming up. So if you're looking for a nice European league that has a 24 race coming up, I would also recommend Toga. They have a good leadership over there as well.
Absolutely, and Mari is good to say up. You just have to race on track, even with its AI or not online. It's a little bit wide.
Provolone with a drive-through penalty.
Ooh. That's very rough here, and this will basically be a battle between Sullivan and Camaro, as he'll just back out, not wanting to deal with it too much, or he tries to defend, rather. Just as soon as Sullivan's going to go by, so does Hawley. Provolone just giving up here, it feels like.
That's disappointing, you know, and I understand what Provolone's doing here. I'd like to see him try to hold those positions because he's losing time overall. Yes, he has to go down pit lane, and that's going to cost him here at Misano about 29 seconds for a drive-through penalty if he manages to hook it up correctly. So it's going to cost him quite a bit, but I would like to see him stay ahead for the lap just to not lose as much time. But I can understand the respect, not wanting to get in the way of the other battles. But, you know, Provolone, it's also for your battle, too.
Yeah, you can fight. The drive-through is not a blue flag. keep that in mind, as we've got so many good drivers out here tonight. And Misano, I believe this is where it's really going to take your toll. You got about 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. All bets are off, and you're going to really try and push yourself alongside and put yourself through, and that's what's going to happen sometimes as Provolone gets that drive-through. Lose a few positions, but not too many, honestly. Drivers are pretty far behind, but it is a long pit lane at Misano, so we'll have to see this other section.
Also, Stream Espresso saying the real winners are those who tried. Absolutely. I also forgot to mention your comment earlier, but it's absolutely lovely of the real diamonds that we, what was something along with the real diamonds that we met were our friends that, no, the real diamonds are the friends we met along the way. There we go. I butchered it. We butchered it, chat. I'm going off memory here, and I'm trying to remember like 25 billion different things, so, you know, you have to forgive me.
Butchered friendship, that's a new one, Mike. The other section. Perchowski now, he's got a lot of open air. He kind of just disappeared. These two rather disappeared from the battle behind them, and they've been pretty clean through as Beachley got through on Perchowski, and Perchowski has been trying to get through as, yes, I do want to mention that me and Mike do get a little rowdy and bully each other a little bit in the booth, but yes, Mike is doing a great job and always does a great job here. Long-time TRACKILICIOUS streamer for 2 years, and yeah, absolutely excellent in here tonight, and very, very good for the future of TRACKILICIOUS. And like we mentioned, it has been one of the reasons TRACKILICIOUS has grown so much is his dedication to the streams.
Yeah, and mainly because I'm locked inside of the Eric's basement and can't escape, but that's neither here nor there. I wasn't supposed to mention that. That means that I'm not getting my food rations for the next week. Either way, Scott Sullivan has found the back of John Hawley. Mason Pierchowski battling with Justin Beachley, and a few more to come. Still plenty of action in the next 2 minutes and 44 seconds ahead of us here, Carson.
Yeah, we've got all bets off. Like I mentioned here, we're going to have a bunch of drive-thrus I predict coming through. Maybe 1, 2, or 3 is... I'm not repeating what happened in chat, but yeah. Scott Sullivan trying to go through the other section there. Syntha Drive International Association. Rip them. To the other section, though. Scott Sullivan trying to find his way past Justin Hawley, but he's just been overcooking it. It's been the story here, and you would imagine Provolone is here with how much he's been overcooking it, but fortunately the cheese man is out of this battle. But it'll be 1-1 here, Scott Sullivan. And I want to mention Ali Raza's strategy, not paying off too much, I don't believe, or has it? I mean... No, it certainly hasn't. I don't know how much he's gained in the last few laps, but he is gaining. That is a section you can say he's gaining, not by much. And Mark Kane. It seems that the overcut has been working in the GT4s more often than it hasn't. Ali Raza won both races on the overcut, pitting on the last lap, going one extra lap on old tires, but
I think that's the main thing to take away there. I don't think it's necessarily the overcut's the powerful thing. I think the main thing to take away is that in 45 minutes we don't need a new set of tires. It's just a waste of 5 seconds, and Ali Raza I think would have been in the lead if he didn't take tires. It was 4.8 seconds on the gap when they came out, so they may have even come out side by side. I'm sure when we debrief with Ollie, we're gonna have some post-race interviews. I'm sure Ollie will say the same thing and say that, yep, I gambled and I gambled wrong, and we still ended up with a P2. Good haul of points at the end of the day. Nothing to shake a stick at, and as Devin's pointing out, Casey Schutte is in P3. The 6-shooter no longer. Man's running on the podium.
Yeah, he's divided it by 2 out here tonight, and a very, very good running from him. Not much contention. He has not really fought anyone on track, and he's just been fighting on the deltas and winning so far. He's got the bronze section throughout this, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him bronze at the end of the season. Mike Casey Schutte, a very experienced driver, very good driver, and very solid keeping it through as a gambled run.
Yeah, you talk about long-time 2-year drivers on the grid, or long-time drivers since basically the beginning of TRACKILICIOUS. This being one of those drivers, Casey Schutte's been around the block. Justin Beachley, another one of those drivers, they've been around the block. In fact, Justin might even be pre-TRACKILICIOUS. He'd have to confirm that one for me. I can't remember if he was in JRE. Either way, Ali Raza, another one that's been around. We have so many veterans here in this race series, which is awesome to see. And then the culmination of all of the newer drivers, the rookie driver of Scott Sullivan turned non-rookie and now battling with some of the best. But John Hawley, he's another one of those stories. Rookie driver turned non-rookie that's battling with the best of the best. What a season we've had in the rookies all the way around and into the open. It's absolutely amazing. And how long has TRACKILICIOUS been around? Since it's been around for almost 3.5 years now, I think. 3 years?
And Mike, I'm gonna point this out before you keep going. To the final section now, through the turn on the final section, bearing the track's name, Curva Misano. Mark Kame goes to the straight right after the number 4 car's first win in TRACKILICIOUS in the GT4 Open Series. An excellent showing from him, and Ali Raza wrong on the gamble. The Canadian driver, will be second ahead as they give each other the thumbs up through the window there. And Casey Shude coming a very close third place podium for him as other cars touch the line, and it shows you there now, 4th place crossed the line. These 3 have been excellent and were excellent all night. Justin Beachley in 4th, crossing the line. 5th will be Mason Pierchowski. 6th, John Hawley. 7th, Scott Sullivan. 8th, Joseph Bamert. And James Pierre Reed with a recovery drive of a lifetime all the way down to 27th, back in 9th. The KTM will wrap it up in 9th. Behind him will be Nicholas Mendez, who I believe is still fighting it out. No. That's a back marker there, and Mendez will go across the line. No, it wasn't a back marker. Gross just didn't have a run. The 55 car will finish in 11th. 12th, 12th, Jason Provolone after that drive-through. And I'll hand it off to you.
Indeed, and chat, I appreciate the concerns, but don't worry, I'm all right in the basement. Don't you worry, chat. We're all right down here.
Furnished.
Sometimes, only when it's only when I have good behavior. But either way. Oh, Eric's gonna fire me. It's fine. Well, at least then that'll get me out of the base. Either way, it has been quite the race. Race winner here for the red plates. Let's take a look. That's Joe Fias managing to take the win here tonight. That is not Joe Fias. That is JP Reed. That is Joe Fias in the KTM. So KTM Crossbow taking the win tonight. Jeff Franks behind him in P2, and we have Brian Clementi coming home in 3rd.
And if you would like to be interviewed, a quick reminder to jump into the green room. It is an actual Discord channel at the bottom, all the way. Scroll all the way to the bottom. That's where the green room is, and you can be interviewed right there. As I believe some of the time we just haven't mentioned that it's like an actual Discord channel, and I think people don't realize that. That's what somebody DM'd me. And I don't think people, I didn't even know, but I'll leave the interview, I'll leave the grab to you if you want to interview.
Sounds good. Why don't we start off? We got Casey in there. He's our P3 finisher. Why don't we start off with Mr. Casey Shude, the 6-shooter no longer. He's got 3 in the chamber, a P3 finish. That must feel pretty good, especially with the grid that we have here tonight, Casey.
No, it was really, really good. I've been needing a good race for a while. I've had a few races here that just have not gone my way lately. And no, that was awesome. I was hoping to keep up with Raza and Mark, and had a almost spin and realized I should probably turn the TC back on after that and just kind of hang where I was at and keep an eye on the Mason and Beach and some of those, and just hopefully keep a good gap. So yeah, this is my once or twice a year visit to you all in the broadcast booth. It's nice.
Oh, come on. We'll hope to see you around a little bit more than that. But no, all in all, Casey, your pace was managed superbly tonight. You managed to pull about a 3-second gap in both directions and not have to worry about it for mostly the entirety of the race. A little bit of a lonely drive out there, but still, as you said, I think a very welcomed one to have.
Yes, it's no P6, but I'll take it. So,
that's awesome.
No, it was awesome. Congrats to Raza and Mark. And one other thing I'd like to say, I ran into some blue flags and some back markers. You all did a great job tonight. It was awesome to see. Very predictable, all those things. So thank you folks for, I've been there. But yeah, anyone that was kind of on the back foot this evening, you guys you drivers did a great job. So thank you.
Awesome. And Casey, is there anyone that you would, I guess, like to thank besides the drivers before we move on? Because you kind of beat me to the punch.
No, everybody at TRACKILICIOUS, as always, everybody involved, all the drivers, the community in general. Shout out to Mr. Cody Blanton for his words of wisdom to me lately, trying to help me out, get a little quicker. But yeah, all the usual thanks to you and Carson and getting her done here in the booth. It's awesome. So fun night. Appreciate it. Talk too much. I'll see y'all later.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Casey Shude, everybody. Up next, we have, why don't we go on to our P2 finisher? Carson has had the time to catch up. We have Mr. Ali Raza.
So, Ollie, not to dampen an excellent P2 performance that'll keep you ahead of the standings, but The call on tires. I think I want to start there. What was the idea behind it?
I think the tires were okay to last, so I didn't change tires. It's just that I messed up in the pit stop. I didn't stop right at the box, so it didn't lift me up right away. So the classic ACC thing. But no, it was a really great race. I was fighting with Mark in the beginning, and unfortunate because of the pit stop, I was trying to catch up to him. But if only there was maybe one or two more laps, maybe I could have gotten it.
Yeah, I mean, it's you've got Max Verstappen status around here. It's quite odd when you don't win, but yeah, you always put down great performances, and I don't want to take away from that at all, in the sense of you will probably come back here and be on top of the podium many more times. So I just want to point that out here. The winningest driver in GT4 Open history is. I also want to ask you and Kame, how has the pace been? Because I know last time you were around in the GT4 Open, you didn't have too many rivals. How has been the rivalry with Kame going, and what's transpired between you two off track? I believe you two have spoke off track, if I recollect this correctly.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, yeah, he's a really quick driver, so to be able to fight with him, like it's great. The more competition there is, the better, the more fun. Yeah. So, yeah.
One more thing that I think I actually will help Eric out here. So, are you participating in the GT3, GT4 Hot Lap series? Because you are a very quick driver, and I want to point that out there. That is a series that you can all join, and the exclamation point SimGrid. It's on that Trackalicious schedule, but following the LFM schedule, will you be participating in that?
I did sign up for it, so let's see how it goes. I mean, if I have time to put some laps in, I'll do it, see how it goes. I haven't done a time lapse series before, so we'll see.
Yeah, I guess test your luck against Ali Raza. Ali, is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Oh, thank you guys for, putting on a show as always, Mike and Carson. And all the friends that are watching. There's a good friend who's also that's watching. Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. Ollie Raza, everybody. P2 finished this week, but Mark came, and Ollie, I think this is a battle that will go down to the end of the season. Thank you very much, Ollie.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Last but not last but not least, actually, last for the white plates that we have, we are going to also be interviewing our red plate winner. We have Mark Kame, the race winner here tonight, managed to beat Ollie Raza. Not necessarily an easy race here tonight, Mark, but you managed to win it nonetheless. How's it feel?
That one felt really good, even though it wasn't. After talking to Ollie, the race didn't go the way I thought it did. It was still. I was like, man, I cannot lose P1 on the first lap, or I have to go to my backup strategy, which is not my favorite. And I had to go to the backup strategy right away.
Well, come pit phase, Ollie Raza made a decision that you did not, and that seemed to cost him. You made the right one, though, and in terms of not taking tires in a 45-minute race, was that something I'm sure that you had planned going into it? But what was the debate there? Were you considering potentially taking tires? Was that an issue for you?
So, in practice, the tire wear for me got kind of bad. But I was thinking, depending on the tire scenario between me and Ollie, and where we were physically on track, whether I would take tires or not, because for me to get an overtake on the McLaren would require me to have like a 0.4 of a second pace advantage. So I was like, the only time I would take tires is, I don't know, under a certain set of circumstances. And I just thought, with him in the lead, but I had so much pace, and I felt like I had taken really good care of my tires through the first stint, like, okay, I'm just gonna go for no tires. It was kind of like a first lap decision, actually, because I was like, once he got by me, and it was like in the first 5 laps, I was following him, and I'm like, tires are okay, I'm not sliding. I see him spinning the wheels on exit a lot. I'm just gonna try and outlast him on tires. I'm just gonna hope TC0 makes him suffer badly, and that's all I can do. Because I'm like, if I take tires and he takes tires, I lose. If I take tires and he doesn't, maybe I have a chance, but I don't have any way to know if he's taking tires or not. I don't have like a friend in the stream or anything, so I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go all out. I think I can get these tires to the end.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. Mark Kame, everybody. Is there anyone you'd like to thank, Mark, before we move on here tonight?
just my whole friends group that we call TRB, and everybody at Tracklicious and the stream and you guys. And yeah, that's it.
All good. Well, thank you very much, Mark, and congratulations on your race win, and good luck in the next few.
Thank you.
Now, last but not least, we have our race winner from the red plates. It's Mr. Joe Fias. And Carson, I think you've had a little chance to catch up with him.
Oh, man. I'm a crossbow lover. Thank you very much for the follow. Captain Hangel. I can't fully read that. OBS is minimized on my end. But, Follis, absolutely excellent stuff in the KTM Expo. Love to see it. How did you get to the top of that podium? Because I know you were down a bunch of positions early.
Yeah, thank you. Honestly, I don't expect this result. Normally, I don't have a really good quality. It's not my strong thing, but I try to maintain a long stint and consistent lap times and try to do above collisions with other folks. But I don't know, maybe that was the secret. Try to be consistent and extend the steam. Because I just did that. I don't do something different, but yeah, I am very happy. I don't expect the result. It's a really competitive championship. It's really, really funny. We really enjoy it. The cars are really, I don't know, handling when you have some kind of situation. The cars is really, really nice.
Yeah, definitely a bullseye of a race for you tonight. And I have to say, I ask it to everybody that drives the KTM, why do you drive the KTM? Because I think we all have our own reasons.
Okay, it's a funny story. I had a KTM motorcycle. I prefer the brand, and the car is interesting. I love the GT2 car. KTM is one of the reasons, and the second is the brand, because I have one motorcycle in the past. But it's a really funny car. If you try to drive the car, you feel the car is really, I don't know, smoothie with the corners. Sometimes you can drift a little bit, but you have the control of the car. I love that kind of experience. The drifting car is, I don't know, I have that kind of ability to drive that kind of cars.
Yeah, it's quite fun, and I think that's why I do it as well. So yeah, is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, no, thanks to you for the streaming. Definitely, it's a really good stream. Thank you, TRACKILICIOUS, for the championship. Thank you, Apple OG, for the congrats and the support. And thank you, Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a Central America country. But yeah, thank you for everything.
One more thing, Joe. Actually, I was about to say, if you want to give a quick thank you in your national language to all of those supporters out there for you, feel free.
Ok. Gracias. Sí, no, gracias a todos los que han apoyado la transmisión de TRACKILICIOUS. Es una gran competición y me siento muy agradecido por el gane de esta noche. Así que todo bien y pura vida. Pura vida is a slogan of Costa Rica. Pura vida.
Awesome. El Capitano Fantastico is what we're going to call you from now on, Joe Fias. Congratulations on your race win, and good luck in the next races.
Thank you.
Well, everybody,
trivia, that's why he drives the 506 car. That is the area code for Costa Rica. Just thought I'd drop that fun fact in there. One last one towards the end.
That's good. I like that. That's really good. And yes, Vadik, I did see that. I will be checking that out very, very shortly. As it stands, though, we are going to be calling it in Carson. What a race we've had here tonight. Not just one, but three excellent races that have really shown, I think, the real crop and the cream of this championship.
And yeah, the only thing I can say is I'm excited for more. I'm at the all-you-can-eat buffet, but I have to wait a full week to keep eating, and quite unfortunate for me, but happens, and I'm very upset that I can't, watch another one after this, but I'm very thankful I get to go to bed.
Yes, indeed. And as it stands, we're going to raid Silent Scotty, not an ACC streamer anymore too much, but he is a American Truck Simulator streamer, super chilled and relaxed. That's a great watch to have, and tell him that Mike and Carson say hi. As it stands, though, I've been Mike Nause, Carson Kass joining me tonight in the booth. Big thank you to him, and we will be back here next Wednesday for Wednesday West Coast, so definitely add that one to your calendar and tune in for that. But in the meantime, I hope everyone has a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Thank you, and good night.